Steely bring me around a jammies and hug me up. Front of all type of people around a jammies and say, look, brother, he might come around the business, you know, when we bring them. Conley was the genius behind the mixing of the record. He was the one that came up with make them, all them. I never did none of that. That is the mix that created that. Enough people even know me and Mavado have a combination. Firelings record, Mavado and Mr. Peppa on the global rhythm. I know of Vybz Kartel and I interact with Vybz Kartel. From Vybz Kartel was Vybz Kartel with 3 people. And Adi Bantan was just Adi Bantan. Kartel is just a very competitive artist. And if you is the next thing coming, believe me, and he's there, you will have him to contend with. This particular individual, in the same Gully Slime rhythm with Gangsta Guerilla Mr. He more a conversation with my manager on a plane, and from that day, that was the beginning of the ending of me and Natural Bridge record.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today, we have a really special guest in the building. You know, we have in the building today, we have the Gangster Gorilla Mr. Pepper in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
That's better. I mean, I say, yo, you done, you know, big up yourself, Muscle, and big up all of the listeners, them, all of the streamers, them, all of the subscribers, them, of the Entertainment Report podcast. You don't know this is a worldwide platform, and it's an honor to be a part of it. So, you know, we're going to have some real interesting conversations today, and you don't know, I look forward to the viewership and the response that the fans have, you know, based off of the vibes and stuff. But, you know, I've been really respecting this platform, and it's an honor to be a part of it right now.
Thank you so much, because I know somebody like you, it's going to be a real interesting conversation, because I know there's a lot more about you that people don't really realize that we're going to get into in this conversation, really show them who Mr. Pepper is. You understand?
That's better. Yeah, man.
All right. So, Jamaica, what part of Jamaica did you grow up in?
So, I basically grew up in Kingston, Jamaica. You know, the part of Kingston, Jamaica, a place called Bedworth Pastors. But it was popularly known in my growing up time as Dreadites. And Dreadites is a place that was heavily populated by the Rastafarian community from the 12 tribe of Israel, and a lot of Naya Bingi and a lot of Bobo, you know, in the region and stuff. So it was a very high Rastafarian, you know, community. And it's nestled between Augustown and the University Hospital and Tavern and Kentire. Tavern and Kentire, you know, you find Sizzler and Capleton, Roned and Capleton and Assassin. And also you have artists like Simpleton, and them artists that come from them places there. And, you know, Sizzler, they're right down by Augustown. And even the same Bedworth Pastors, where people know it as Dreadites, is where Etana hail from also too. So, you know, it's a very vibrant, religious, musical era that I grew up in, you know, and growing up in the Rasta community it's a very family-like type of upbringing, you know. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It was very interesting growing up, you know. So Papi in Kentire, Augustown, you know, Dreadites, all them places, Monaites, all of them places, these places where we'd consider, you know, home ground.
Right there. And even growing up then in the household, did you have any other brothers or sisters that you grew up with in the household at that time there?
Yeah, well, in my immediate household, there was me and my brother, my younger brother and younger sister. But we were part of the clan, you know, because my mom had 11 of us, 6 sisters and five boys. So, but I was the first for my dad, and I was the 9th for my mom, but the first for my dad. So I was the oldest in the household, and at the time, but I had older brothers and sisters that was very frequent in our household because they were living in nearby communities, and you know, so the family was in close contact all the time.
Right there. And then you being the oldest in the house, even though, yeah, you have older brothers and sisters and stuff like that, you being the oldest in the house, basically you being the the not even the man of the house, but you in charge as in the other kids and stuff. What did you think you were going to get into? Because remember now, everybody's looking up to you now to see what moves you're going to make as an older sibling.
Yeah, I mean, that was so right because I mean, I remember like as kids, we were boys and troublesome kids give trouble, get into little troubles and stuff at home. And when my dad would like would spank me and my brother, he would tell my brother like, "Stop following. You must have a mind of your own. Stop following your brother." But my little brother was looking up to me. But growing up, I wanted to be a soldier. I wanted to be in the JDF, the Jamaica Defense Force, because of my uncle. I had an uncle that was one of my favorite, and he was very frequent by our house, especially when he's on the road patrolling and stuff. He would drive the Jeep by and he would come with the other squad of them and all that stuff. So that inspired me to be a soldier. And I was so intent on that from primary school in Jamaica that I was quite aware that Boy Scout was not like the army, and I never joined Boy Scout because I'm like, nah, man, that's not it. They wear shorts and they wear blue. My uncle wear camouflage and fatigues, and this is not it. So I never entered Boy Scout. I'm like, nah, I'm a real soldier. So when I started going to high school, then I went to cadet because you had the green denim and all that stuff. So and then at that time of my upbringing, we were brought up in a very poor environment. We were very poor there. We were born in board house, zinc roof. We have rainwater that we utilize rainwater. We have to go to the community standpipe to go and catch water to take a shower and stuff and all that stuff. So that was the type of environment to grow up, the type of levels of poverty. But despite all of that, my mom and my dad, being Rastafarian and very intelligent people, were very adamant about we being educated and being students of academics. So reading, because I never had TV because there was no electricity. So reading and the radio was the main source of any type of entertainment. So we knew all new music. We knew when every station first came on the air. And then I was basically a walking library. Like in the weekends, my mom and my dad never let you out in the streets to play. So our entertainment was just reading. I read books 2, 3, 4 times. I read every ingredients on the milk tins and on the boxes and all them stuff. So, reading was the thing that captivated me at the time. And then I was reading a lot of Ardabots and Nancy Drew, and these were teenage detectives. So that even inspired me even more to be in law enforcement. So it was either I'm in the army or I'm going to be a detective, because I saw a detective once and he was dressed in his jewelry and his chains and his cell phone. And I was like, and he has his service pistol on his waist and his sneakers. And I'm like, yo, who is this dude? And one of my friends is saying he's a detective. And I'm like, detective? Oh, like Frank and Joe in the Hardy Boys? Okay, all right, I'm on to this. So it was between being a soldier and, being a detective, to be in law enforcement, but not in uniform.
Got you. So that time there, you said you're the oldest in your family. You have your mother and your father in the house. So what were your parents into? What kind of, were they working or what were they doing at that time there?
Yeah, so my mom was very active in the 12 Tribe of Israel organization. She's what would you call an executive. So an executive in that time would be like the company, and it has a board of directors. So she was the executive where she was the head of a particular tribe, which is the tribe of Zebulun, because she's born September. So she's the head of the tribe of Zebulun. And so she was very active in the 12 Tribe of Israel, and she was also a singer in the group within the organization, a group called Donuts and the Sears. So she was part of the Sears, and they toured all over the world and doing basically the Rastafarian work. Me I say, so that was my mom's passion. My mom, I never knew my mom doing a 9 to 5, never before. She was always dedicated to the 12 Tribe of Israel organization, which was quite busy at the time and functioning worldwide. So their duties were very far and wide, all over Africa, Europe, England, etc., the Caribbean. And then my dad, my dad is a tradesman. So the man, they're carpenter and mason. So him is basically a builder. So my mom and my dad, those were what my mom and my dad was basically. My mom is into music and basically the Rastafari and 12 tribe service, and my dad was an independent contractor.
So even though the area where you were and in the household, you guys were poor and stuff, but you guys were always, your parents were always on the hustle, always moving, always making things happen at that time there.
Yes, yes, always. Especially my mom, because my mom was hardly at home because of the level of duties that she had within the organization, and she was the type of person who was like a nomad. She was always on the go. My dad was the one who was mainly at home because my mom was the one who was doing all the traveling at the time, touring into Africa and Europe and the Caribbean and all over. So my mom is gone like half of the year at times. She's gone on a 6-month tour and 3 months tour, all them stuff. And then my mom, the same night she lands from the airport, she's gone. So my mom was always on the go. My dad was mainly the one that was there, but I guess, they found the balance. But after a time, things took a toll. But for the most part, we grew up in the household until I left the household before my mom and my dad, went separate ways, but still was in very much close contact, same way.
Definitely. So then I know you also went to the big Excelsior High School.
Aggie.
All right. You see,
Yeah,
because
man.
again, as you said, education was always something that your parents put at the forefront. You understand? So then they made sure that I guess you got the best and all of those stuff there. So even in high school, what type of person were you in high school? What would your other friends in high school say the person you were?
I mean, basically, people would say, I was an average kid in high school. Average in terms of, and I would even say that I'm just being modest, honestly. I was always like a person that people know because of the personality. I'm a people person, just like my mom and my dad. So I had older friends in high school and the music also. And then while going to Excelsia, that was when I started messing around with rhymes and stuff, even though I never wanted to be an artist. And then I remember when I just began going to Excelsia, the teacher, well, I had a conversation with my form teacher at the time, and she was saying like, to be an artist is not a career. And this was like 1990. A teacher at Excelsia telling me this, and so I never concentrated on that. And even before I went to high school, I never thought about being an artist. So, but when I was going to Excelsia, I started having fun with rhymes and stuff because of my vocabulary ability, being a reader from going to primary school at Oak Valley Experimental. So I was a person that people knew a lot because I've always been on the concerts and with DJing at lunchtime and around the corner with clashing and all them stuff there. So, and then, we were playing football. I was a goalkeeper for the Pepsi, which is like 7th and 8th grade competition, which is also, the Pepsi competition. And then went on to do Colts. I never do Manning Cup though, but whenever one season is out, we're on to the next. So when football season is out, we doing long jump or high jump, we're doing something, we're doing basketball, because I was a kid that never, we had less entertainment at home. So while I was going to high school now, discovering new me in the teenage years, and you have friends. So I wanted to stay from the home a lot, like, so after school, we always find some extracurricular activity to be involved in. So that way, that was a part of what made me somewhat popular going to Excelsia, even from being in 8th grade. And then I was in part of our little crew and our little gang, and enough little youth from them times. I was from Waterhouse and Southside and Tivoli, and them youth, enough aggressive youths. So we were known for being troublesome in high school, but at the same time, we were still students of academics and arts because we're always involved. I remember even going to the local theater and representing Excelsia in drama competitions, competing against other high schools. And, so I was a lead in a play. So, we're always trying to be somewhat active in activities other than education. It is from sports or the arts. So that was what helped nurture the popularity, during high schools. And then every stage show, every event, every function, we bombarding, we linking up with the popular guys and that play Manning Cup. We is the people, you know what I mean? I say some little young tyrants in school, So, but, yeah, so, yeah, I was really a popular guy. People would say, somewhat troublesome at times, but for the most part, them know me for being in the music, at school.
Who would you say was your artist back then that really inspired you to really start to play with these words and get into music?
Oh man, this is a question that has been asked on so many times, and I don't really, because it's quite hard for me to latch on to one artist in my mind, because at the time, growing up, my entertainment came straight from the radio. So I was focused on the radio, and my brothers and sisters being around in the music and all that stuff. So it was like a whole expansion of my musical openness at the time. So I never had a favorite artist in terms of no one particular artist. This is just like the era and the time. I remember my dad told me that when I was 3 year old, he took me to my grandfather, and I was jumping on the bed and singing Yellow Man song. I don't remember that. And he was like, yo, stop jumping on and my grandfather was like, yo, leave him alone, man. So even from that age, I guess Yellow Man was even an inspiration without even me knowing and understanding even myself. But growing up now, there was so many prolific artists, and I think my musical knowledge and my appreciation for music was quite maybe on another level for a kid, because I understood things about music that no one taught me, and it just came natural. I don't know where it come from. So my appreciation was kind of broad when it comes to music, and then being exposed to so much music and nothing else was what made me. So my inspiration just come from like everybody. And I know it's kind of weird to say that, man, so not having one specific artist, but I can maybe narrow it down to say, all right, then, when I did start conscious of myself musically, I would say Being a Man, Frisco Kid, Spragga Benz, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, those were the people at the time in the 90s, 90, 91, where, and then even before that in the 80s growing up, like, where I listen to really, you have Papa San, Lieutenant Stitch, you have Admiral Bailey, you have Tiger, all these artists. And then my brother was a producer. So every artist that my brother encountered in musically, I am a fan of. Roundhead them and the Monster Shot crew and the Walla Scare them and Bushman them and just name it, Red Rap them and all of these. So I'm a fan of the music. So the music was my inspiration, not so much a specific artist, but just this whole entity of music. It was fascinating. So
Right
I
here,
think that's the
because-
best way we can answer that question. That
all right, fair enough. Because you mentioned, you just slightly mentioned, yeah, my brother was a producer. No, listen, for everybody right now, I'm going to tell you guys, his older brother is Steely from the famed Steely and Clevie. All right. So then now, with
Yeah.
even Steely now, how close were you with Steely growing up?
Okay, so Steel is the oldest of 11 of us, and I'm number 9. So and my mom never had us right after each other. So, but Steely, came around the family, started coming around us when I was like 8, because I passed common entrance when I was 9-year-old. At the time you could, like in 5th grade, you could take the common entrance at 5th grade. And because I was born on a leap year in February, it's kind of weird. So I got my birthday kind of come a little bit late. So I took the common entrance at 9-year-old and started high school at basically 9.5, entering into 10, because you go school September, and then February would have been 10. You understand? So, I passed my common entrance at 9, start high school 9.5 and stuff. So Steely start coming around at that time when we passed common entrance. So when he heard that me and my little brother passed common entrance, he came around and be like, you know what? You guys are going to be the ones that, because we were the first one to pass common entrance in the family. I'm the first one. And then my brother followed. All my other sisters and brothers went to secondary school and all age and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So my Steely started coming around and being active with us, because he was like, yo, you guys are going to go to college and you're going to start a whole new type of trajectory for the family. You know, you guys are going to be the one that lead that new charter, right? So he was quite friendly, you know, coming around. And I remember we had no gas stove, and he was the one that bought us our first gas stove, Steely, my brother. We usually cook on wood fire and coal stove. And so he came and he was like, so how do you guys prepare breakfast in the morning for them to go to school? And, you know, my dad showed him, and he was like, no, man. And he bought us a 4-burner gas stove and the cylinder and all that stuff. And yeah, he started coming around, paying school fee and all that stuff, make sure we have books and bags and uniforms and shoes. And he usually took my younger brother, because my younger brother was a soccer player. And he started taking my younger brother to soccer practice in the Saturday mornings while he dropping me off to the library, because me is like the nerdy type at the time. And I don't know if you know, but my nephew is Daniel Johnson. And he's a national soccer player for Jamaica. That Rastafarian kid that you see play for Jamaica with the dreads, that's my nephew. That's Steely's son. And the first time I met that kid, the first time Steely brought that kid, he was like 6-year-old. And he came by the house and he had a football. He had a ball. And he couldn't really play the ball in our yard because we live in a hill. So it's on the hillside. So flat was very limited, you know. But I remember that kid the first time, Daniel, he had a soccer ball. And I remember seeing him when he was 19-year-old when I went to England. That was the first time seeing him after he was 3-year-old. And he was playing for Aston Villa. And I'm like, yo, I took his jersey. So I have a original Aston Villa jersey back in Jamaica right now. My brother with Johnson on the back. So, you know, Steely came around at that time, you know, start bringing Daniel around and stuff. Like when I was 9, just the beginning of going to high school. And, you know, the funny thing was, so he was adamant about us being on the educational part. The first time he saw me by our studio, because even though I wanted to be a detective and I wanted to be a soldier, I always was messing around with music for some reason, because it's around me. The family is there. It's just there. I thought it was just normal, you know, so I was messing around with it, going to stage show, community stage show, clashing it, you know, when I go to the roads, the community pipe side and to go on all a show where, you know, we and other DJ are clashing, you know, I don't want to thing, and, you know. So Excelsia is on Mountain View. Arrows is down by Winroad Road, which is like couple bus stops away from my school. So I started going to Arrows. And Lexx, out by East. So Lexx, Mr. Lexx, he's from Mountain View, Backbush, right? Down by Jake's roadside and 63, I should say. And he usually frequent over Excelsia. So for all who never know, Mr. Lexx was one of our top dancers in Jamaica. If you look at one of them throwback Capleton videos, there's a throwback Capleton video. I don't remember quite which song it is, but Lexx was the only dancer or the lead dancer of his own solo scene and all that stuff in a Capleton video. Lexx. It was called Spragga Lexx at the time. Yeah, cause you know you have Spragga Benz, so you was Spragga Lexx. You was Spragga Lexx at the time. So he usually frequent over Excelsia dancing. I usually call him sir. So yo, I've got to give you a funny story. So Lexx now, he knew my brother because, you know, he was older and going out to the studios and stuff. So he usually come by the school. So remember at that time though, I was like the little artist for the school, Jazeel, you know. I was called Pluggy Bantan because Bojo Bantan was my DJ. So I say, you know, Pluggy Bantan because a girl give me a nickname and call me Plug Nose. And I never like it. And, you know, when you don't like a nickname, that is when it stick to it.
100%.
Yeah. I even got the whole class detention for calling me and teasing me. And I got everybody in detention. So the name stick. So my little high school mess around entertainment name was Pluggy Bantan. You know, so, you know, I do my thing. And so Lexx came one day so there was a concert that was keeping, and I'm the special guest. You know what I say? So Lexx, he's the older guy, more into the music than me. And the sound system that was playing, I knew the sound system from outer east, a sound system called Traffic Jam. So at the time, no, them know Lexx a big artist at the time. So when Lexx came there, I was the guest for the concert. This is a school concert with all kids. And it was in the afternoon, 3, like after 2:30, like 3. And so Lexx came and they gave him the mic before me. And he was there doing his thing. And you just hear one girl got up out of her chair and started banging the chair on the ground and like, we want Jazeel. Because my name is Jazeel. So one person said, we want Jazeel. And then 2 more people, we want Jazeel, until the whole auditorium is chanting, we want Jazeel. So I'm looking at them like, no. What are you guys doing? Because I know Mr. Lexx. Mr. Lexx is working with my brother. Mr. Lexx is a bigger artist. I'm like, yo, they're going to mash up my thing. Because when I leave school and I go to studio and I go hang out with these guys, they're going to not like me. I'm looking at it from that political point, like Lexx is not going to like me because, you know, the situation at the school. So I'm like, I took the mic and I'm like, no, people, no. A big artist, man, on a listening, man. I sprag on Lexx this, man. Listening people. I give back Mr. Lexx give back Lexx the mic, and, you know, so whenever you interview Lexx, and I'm gonna make that interview happen. Whenever you interview Lexx, I want you to ask him and say, what took place at Excelsia High School at a concert with you and the younger Mr. Peppa? And he's gonna tell you. He always tell people that story. So, you know, so still, you know, so I start, you know, going by arrows after school. And the first time my brother saw me looking through the fence and peeping through at all them artists, because arrows usually be the place that everybody gather and play football and all that stuff, right? So that was the central point where you could see 50 big artists gather in one place, the number 1 artist, the number 2, number 3, number 4, that you could see the whole top 10 chart in one place, and everybody linking, and producers and new artists and sound man, and it was... For who experience that era, they will know it is not something easily explained based off the atmosphere of music right now. It's quite opposite. It's hard to even fathom. Yeah. For someone to fathom how we were as artists together, like, it's hard. But, you know, when Steely saw me there, he didn't take favorably to it. He stopped talking to me like a little brother. You know, and I remember one time I went to his studio, I think it was like when I was in 9th grade, and I heard about my brother's studio, Studio 2000, New Kingston.
Yes.
And at the time, because of Roned and the Monster Shop crew linking with my brother and producing, and my brother give them first number 1 and all them stuff there, Roned was taking favor to me because, as I said, the nearby communities is quite close. Tavern and Kentire and Agastown, and where me come from, Dreadax. So I'm in the middle of all Kentire and all the places. So we walk in all these places as kids is walking distance for us. Even though they're, you know, as adults now I would even walk as an adult right now there, but as kids, you never think about the distance. It's never far, you know? So
makes sense.
I usually stop after school by Roned, and Roned took favor to me because of my brother. And so I knew Megaplow. Megaplow was the one who said, "Pan Debbie birthday, said Debbie went to the gift shop. Debbie say." So I knew Megaplow because of him being around Roned and stuff. And so one day, Megaplow, I heard Megaplow and other artist that was part of the younger Monster Shop crew, a guy called Snaky Trouble. So me and Megaplow and Snaky Trouble was friends. So I heard they was going to Steely studio in New Kingston. And granted, we all was in high school. Snaky Trouble and Megaplow was going to Mona High School, and I was going to Excelsia High School at the time. So 3 of us went down by Steely studio, and 2 guys walk in. 2 other guys in school uniform walk in. One of them was called Copper Kid, and the other one was called Crazy Kid. They are popularly known as Kiprich and Alazied. So Alazied was Copper Kid and Kiprich was Crazy Kid. So they both was going to Arden. Yeah, Crazy Kid and Copper Kid. That was Kiprich and Alazied. They were going to Arden Extension at the time. So in Steely Studio, you had 5 schoolers. Mr. Peppa, no Mr. Peppa, Megaplow, Snaky Trouble, Kiprich, Alazied. Zine. So that was the levels of what we'd have taken on the road as school as at that time. But when my brother saw me in the studio, he left me after talking to us and stuff. He rode out his bike and leave me in the studio because he was like, okay, you want to be an artist? I'm going to give you artist treatment. I'm not going to treat you no special way, like, because you're my brother. So, me and Steely dealings did start off on a quite rocky part. So after high school, after graduating high school, Excelsia, and I decided, like, I was going to go into the music because while I was in ninth grade at high school, I got a chance to do a recording. And that was, the starting of Mr. Peppa, so to speak. So at the age 19, Togetherness Records came from Miami, and I met them because of a girl. She was the girlfriend of one of the brothers in Togetherness, and that girl was a friend of my aunt. I had a aunt that was, she was a popular girl, so to speak. So she was the one who made me know that girl, and that girl was the girlfriend of one of the guys in Togetherness Records. And she told them about Steely, little brother, that Steely not paying no attention to, because by age 19, we start diving into the music much more developed. I mean, for me to tell you the story, it would be, I'm just kind of like moving forward a little bit, I say. So by age 19, I was kind of more of an understanding to the music. And she introduced me to them when they came to Jamaica from Miami, and they went to Steely and made and let Steely made a beat for them. And then they came back and recorded me and never told Steely. Recorded his little brother. He wasn't paying me any mind, right? Recorded his little brother and put me on the radio. And Steely found out. And one day he saw me and he was like, hey, little boy, me hear your song on the radio. And if it's me make that record, it would be better. And that day he invited me into his studio. And that was when I made my first song with Steely on the Bitter Blood Rhythm.
Okay, so so even on the Togetherness label there, what was your name? What name did you record the song under, and what was the name of the song?
Okay, so by age 19, I had developed a name, Pluggy Steel. I'd leave off the banter and I went to Pluggy Steel, kind of based off Steely. But I don't even remember the name of the music that I recorded at that time. I don't remember the song that I did for Togetherness. I just remember that it was on the radio, and I think Dalton Leet was the first disc jockey that played that song. And there's this guy called Carlington Wilmot. He was very part of Conscience early career. He was a journalist. He was the first journalist that interviewed me at the time at age 19, Carlington Wilmot. So Togetherness was kind of pushing that record at the time, and it's so crazy that I don't remember it. But Steely got wind of it, and I ended up in his studio and ended up on the Bitter Blood Rhythm. And then he changed my name from Pluggy Steel to Mr. Peppa. So Mr. Peppa first record was...
Steely's the one that changed your name.
Yeah, because he never liked Pluggy Steel. He was like, nah, man, that's a roadside corner name. That's your corner name with your friends. I mean, you need a professional name. And I hated Peppa. Because I knew I had a brethren called Peppa. And everybody knew him. Everybody knew me in East Kingston because at that time, my grandmother lived out East Kingston by Windward Road, and my uncles and stuff. So after I graduate from Excelsia, I live down them side, cause I remember I lived 16 years in the boardhouse, no TV, no be reading and everything. So my grandmother live in a big house and community, and city life. So more go down in the city, and so that was the time that I kind of just had to start concentrate on the music more when I leave out of my parents' house at 16 and went and lived by my grandmother. And that was how I met even the same link Togetherness because of the girl, because my aunt lived in that house. So that girl usually come by and visit my aunt, and so now she know me as a little DJ and knows say Steely little brother, and she knew these guys that was coming from Miami because she dated one of them, and they met me. They went to Steely, made a beat with Steely, then came and recorded me. Never telling him. He heard the song on the radio, recorded me on the Bitter Blood, and that was the beginning of Mr. Peppa.
And what was Mr. Pepper supposed to, what was that name supposed to mean? Did Steely ever tell you, say, okay, your name is now Mr. Pepper and this is what it means, or you just said, this is your name now?
No, he never told me the meaning because I wasn't even there. So I recorded the song in the name Pluggy Steel. And then one day I was by Sapphire Studio. Because after we did leave Arrows, Sapphire was the next place where we usually did hang out heavily. So I was by Sapphire and Squeegee Joe came by and said, hey, your brother call you. And put me up on him like a scooter and carry me by New Kingston. So when I went to the studio, my brother met me by the gate. And he was like, hey, hug me up. And my brother is not a close person like that, hug on, I said, man, hug me up, it's kind of weird, man. So him hug me up and I say, yo, I want you to change something out of the music. I want you to change your name. And I said, change my name. And then I say, yeah, man, your name is a Pepper now. And I said, it's a girl for name Pepper, man. Me name and I like it. I was quite rebellious about it. I never liked it, but I steal it. So I went in there and changed it. Mr. Pepper. And that bitter blood come out and run the place and things. So,
and the funny thing with the bitter blood rhythm, remember, that's where Mr. Lexx at that time got his big hit Cook on the same rhythm,
Yeah, so when I was going to Excelsia, remember I told you Lexx usually come over there and teach dancing and all that stuff, right? So when Lexx came over there, he was quite a smart guy also too. So he usually one day he said to me, say, hey, tell your brother, because you know my brother stealing. So he's like, yo, tell your brother, say, an artist named Spragga Lexx. And him bad, because he know the psychology of me as a kid. And the younger brother of Steely saying, yo, I know this artist named Spragga Lexx. You know what I mean? So he know the importance of your name buzzing outside of the arrow circle. So it was just, I move. So, it was so funny that, and I just talked to Mr. Lexx like 1 hour ago. Lexx is my friend. I asked him, I wanted to know about something, and I called him and I said, yo, where can I find this particular thing? And he was like, yo, check there. He's my virgin, man. So, my brother was Lexus. My brother was a portion that my brother is Steely and Clevie responsible for dancehall. Otherwise than Main Street and Dave Kelly them and Penthouse and couple more people. But when it's about changing dancehall and make dancehall what dancehall is, Steely from Jammies days when Steely and Bobby Digital was the engineer on a Jammies. I said them man their shape and I changed dancehall.
Mm-hmm. So then now linking you linked up. You recorded your first song on Bitter Blood and all this stuff here now. So then now were you basically like a Studio 2000 artist, or you had the link so you'd record now and then you were still on the road looking it for yourself?
Mm-hmm. So Steely was not an artist. He was not an artist manager at the time. And I was on the management contract with Togetherness, remember, the man them record me and then go to Steely and put me out, and then Steely hear for them song and record me. And I did that secretly, because I remember me up on the other fence, we don't nothing with Steely, because Steely now boss me. And all of a sudden, Steely hear them man will come from foreign. Come record me. I know him record me. When me get caught in the middle, because me can't lose a chance of record for my brother. So I secretly record. And him change my name. So them don't know. And then him change my voice. Because the record that I did for Togetherness was on a higher pitch. Because I was following the sound at the time. And Steely them. But I go to, well, I could have who are the brother with them bucking at the beamer with the nowadays than Cinderella. Mr. Pepper. Still came up on a deeper tone. I didn't even recognize myself. So even when Togetherness, them hearing the song playing on the radio and saying, boy, I don't want Steely him the easy in the round for bust new artists. They don't know, because this guy has a new voice and a new name. Not knowing that it's the same artist, Pluggy Steel was signed to them. So eventually they found out,
Mm-hmm. And then you just did a short stint with them, or you did a while with Togetherness?
So I was with Togetherness maybe for like a couple of years, maybe like 2 years, 3 years solidly, I would say, because I was there from before the record made, and Steely never took me in as a Studio 2000 label artist either. I guess when I recorded that song on Bitter Blood, At the end of the session, he was like, you're not really ready yet, you know. 5 years time, you're ready.
Mhm.
That was 2000. Check when Hypocrite come out.
2005, boss.
Yeah, man. 5 years later, Steely tell me, say, yo, you're not ready, youth. 5 years later, you're ready. He had nothing to do with 5 years later in terms of being there, his rhythm, his studio, his orchestrating, nothing. He had nothing to do with nothing. He just knew that based off where you don't know, if you continue 5 years later, you may understand what key is and melody and and them something that know when you're flat, know when you're sharp. So yeah, 5 years later, it was, linking up with, so when I recorded on Bitter Blood,
Mhm.
VP at the time was putting out compilation CDs, when one rhythm had like 16, 20 songs on it, right? So Bitter Blood had like 16 songs on it. I was number 16. The last track on the CD was Peppa. So,
Yeah.
so this guy, right? This guy called Mark Pinnock from Natural Bridge Records, he was close friends with VP at the time, and I guess following up with whatever came out in music. And then here comes this guy, Mr. Peppa, that no one knew, because remember, this is the first time anybody in music ever hear or see nothing named Mr. Peppa, because my name changed even after the song record. We went back and changed it to Mr. Peppa, so the song not even recorded as Mr. Peppa. So it was right before mixing. The name changed to Mr. Peppa. So this was a brand new artist. So that guy is a quite interesting person, very intelligent to certain things musically. And he was the one who actually was working with Lexx before Lexx come out also too. That guy, Mark Pinnock. So he was like, who is this guy? Number 16. Never heard of this man. Who is this guy singing this weird music? And eventually through Frankie Slime, and Frankie Slime did a link, and he came came to Jamaica and came looking for me. Him and Frankie Slime. So them link up with me and Frankie Slime, and me and Natural Bridge start out. So that was where my artist career started to be, I would say, I would say would be in a more controlled, because I had a management team. Natural Bridge came because Steely wasn't managing me. So I was a free artist, because before Natural Bridge came, me and Togetherness, them, they kind of come to an understanding because of the situation of me and Steely. Remember, me signed contract with them, then Steely go record, me put me in a different name. The rhythm blew up, the song go get a little buzz, cause a Steely little brother, VP put it out, here comes these other people from foreign. But by that time, them come from foreign, me and Togetherness, they kind of come to an understanding. And Natural Bridge come in now and start streamline my career more professionally. And that was representation that I needed at the time, And 5 years after me and Natural Bridge link up, because me and them link up like 2001, 2001, right about there. And, after 4 or 5 years, I worked Hypocrite come, link up with Ward21, and I got Hypocrite.
Okay, so then
yeah.
how did, because with Mark Pinnock, I think Snow Cone was in the link there at that same time too?
Yeah, so when I meet Mark Pinnock, Snow Cone, I never met Snow Cone at the time. Snow Cone wasn't in Jamaica or in the picture where Natural Bridge production was concerned at the time. He was, so when I met Natural Bridge, Frankie Sly was around Dave Kelly, and Frankie Sly have, oh, we no love for soul, them boy the cool, and Dave Kelly and Steely and Main Street. At the time, me I say, and rookie and them man there run dancehall, you understand? So Dave Kelly now, Frankie Sly, get the whole highlight because of Dave Kelly and thing, and him and Mark Pinnock, Mark Pinnock, I managed him at the time. And so Mark Pinnock was really like concentrating on Frankie Sly, promoting Frankie Sly and stuff. So I was getting the tailwind off of the whole of that. Photo shoot, I go on, me, I get my photo shoot. Outfits, I come, me, I get my outfits. Interview, I go on, me and a Frankie Sly pick me up. And I'm the red Tacoma Jeep, every morning, and me and him going to studio and all them stuff there. So, I was in the groove of everything, you know what I say? And then before even me meet Frankie Sly and Natural Bridge, me done did was a roadside DJ where we dig out the road with every stage show from Rockford to Dunkirk to Papine to Agastown to Kentire to Standpipe, Mountain View, you know what I say? McGregor Gully, Southside, Tivoli, Matches Lane, Rona Pineland, Portmore, everywhere. We know enough of them a long time. So long, we're there on the road a long time. So I was quite like seasoned to the road in terms of moving around as a little street artist at the time. You know what I mean? So when them come and add on all of this to my thing now, them see me as great potential because of what me did I do in the streets. And we was just little young artists, not even to understand keys and them stuff there. But the passion what we did have as young artists at the time was enough to make people can see the potential. You know what I said? Them could have see the potential in that talent and know say if we streamline and you know and kind of develop these artists because at that time you had artist development, you know. Nobody did artist development again. But my manager at the time, Mark Pinnock, understood what it take to develop artists. And when him look at me, him say, you look like a foreigner. And when him hear me talk, and because of the extensive vocabulary background from the reading, that end up come be an asset. So when we meet them people and when we speak as a youth from the ghetto now and them say me do me interview them, I say, what? Yeah, youth, you got the package. You just need guidance and, you know, me I say support and stuff. And we actually did it from nothing to something.
Mm-hmm.
So
then,
yeah.
How did Ward21 now come into the link? Because I know Natural Bridge was also a record label, so he was a record label / manager.
Okay, so Natural Bridge, them a do them thing. Them name Natural Bridge before they meet Mr. Peppa, right? Me know Suko them and Conley them from just being in the streets, I go and I jammies them as just youths in the streets when them I play the sound jammies and then them turn engineering at the studio. So we all knew each other as young artists before, you know, we step out on the scene. So me and Suko them did have that type of link before, as me I said, Natural Bridge. When Natural Bridge come in, him is a man where him have a heavy network at the time. All the radio people them and all him network was heavy. So I don't quite remember. I remember when we was building the studio, Natural Bridge studio, and you know, me and him alone stand up there with the carpenter and the place dusty, and you know, he was kind of worrying what was going to happen, and I'm like, no worry. Remember, say you have a number one artist, because at the time the number one, and you know, and I said, don't worry about nothing, man. Everything will work out. And because the Ward21 them know, and my prior relationship to them, I was the one who recommended them to be engineers in the studio, because we needed the studio to be occupied with engineers. They didn't have a home at the time because them and Jammy's situation did fall apart. So it was perfect for them. Them coming in and have a studio, and you know, we have the studio occupied and running and stuff, and you know, it was working. It was good. So me and Ward21 them link up. But you want to know the funny thing them, even though me and Ward21 them was friends, that rhythm Arab, a lot of people, that rhythm, that Hypocrites A Talk, there's about 15 more songs on that rhythm, including Bounty Killer, Mad Cabra, Spraga Benz, Ward21 themselves, Vice Mail, Anthony B, all type of people upon that rhythm, all of them recorded before me. Ward21 never recorded me in the first batch of artists. That rhythm was on the radio before I recorded it, on it, everything. It was Mark Pinnock that came. And he was listening to him of him. Colin Hines was his DJ at the time. He loved Colin Hines. And on him land one Thursday, I'll go for him at the airport, me and Frankie Sly go for him at the airport, and he'd switch the radio to Fame FM and listen to Frankie's Colin Hines. And Colin Hines playing this Ira beat that Ward21 put out. And he was like, how come Ward21 them not put up on this beat? And he took up the phone and he called. I don't remember which one of them he called, whether Suko or Conley, but him called and I said, listen, man, we need Peppa on the rhythm. Them know say the big man fly in. So the big man fly in and them know Mark having money at the time and things. So they were like, okay, I don't know if them vice Mr. Peppa on the rhythm because him have a manager where them will push them something. Because they never recorded me in the first batch, so them never have me as a priority on the rhythm. So anyway, I'm in the business because I don't know say some music go at the time, but it kind of felt away because of the relationship that people know, say me and Ward them was friend and stuff before the whole thing. Anyway, from the studio, they agreed from the airport, they agreed to record me, and we left. And after my manager come off of the phone with Ward21, he called Kingy. Now, Kingy was the studio manager for Big Yard at the time, that Christopher Martin manager Kingy. So Kingy did a run around a Shaggy studio as the studio manager, right? And we called Kingy, and we get 2 hours, and we left from the airport and go straight round to Shaggy studio, meet Ward21 them, and to record the song. No, we never got it to record Hypocrite. We just got it to record on the rhythm. So when I went there now, I was testing out some other songs. And, you know, them I said, oh, them songs are all right and stuff and thing. And then Suko was like, warm to that song the way I always sing and I mash up the stage show them. Can remember we're a young artist and we do every stage show everywhere. Mm-hmm. We don't know record, no management. You know, that was how it is. And how it was. And me I said, oh, that song there. You know, somebody recorded for one of my virgin already and thing and and I say, he put it out. And I said, no, him not put it out, man. Him so put it out. Man, I say, hey, and that song the whole one on the rhythm. So, yeah. Me decide, say, me I go sing the song. So, me I sing the song on the rhythm now and I sing, hypocrites I talk loud and make them sit and talk. And I do that. And then, if you listen to that record carefully, and for all the listeners and everybody watching this thing right now, if you play that record out, Hypocrite A Talk, there's a particular part in the record where you say, where you hear me say, where you say, you want the big voice, make them talk. So the reason why that say, where you say, you want the big voice, was because I was singing on the rhythm first. Hypocrites A Talk, and then Conley. I say, yo, me not like that voice. Say. So me I said to him, say, where you say, you want the big voice? But the track was still recorded. And he, for some reason, he cut out that part. He cut out that part and put it to one side, and then that was when we're going at a big voice. But when you hear Hypocrites A Talk, I'm going at a big, you know, so that was, because Ward21, them, you know, them a big voice producer, them a big voice artist, them not like little voice. So that was how them get the hit sound out of me. So them was the one who tell me, say, to sing in other voice, and the record, they there for sure. When I ask them, where you say, you want the big voice? I ask them if they want me singing a different and I'm a big voice. Like how I do. Well, I could have what brother. Because after I leave Steely, I abandon the big voice up there and start follow when I hear in the business. Be the man them I sing, that's the rhythm, chaka chaka, and I do that singing something there. So me I sing Hypocrites A Talk, because around about them time never build it off of the chaka chaka rhythm. Around about them time there. So when I go record it, why them now, them never too dig the singing style, because them man on the singing. They were deep voice. So
they wanted the big voice.
Yeah, so that was, we made Hypocrite, and then we made Hypocrite, and we started, that same guy, Colin Hines, never played it. Even though my manager was his big friend and all that stuff, nobody was playing my song. Nobody was playing my song except DJ Smurf, which is, we did control DJ Smurf at the time, because me bring DJ Smurf to my camp, Natural Bridge, and me introduce him to Natural Bridge. When him there at 102, I played 3 hours on Saturday morning alone. You understand? So DJ Smurf was the one who played, and GT Taylor, because GT was very close to my management at the time. And at the time, Colin Hines was not playing it. Nobody on Fame FM not playing it. The first person on Fame FM that played, to my knowledge, otherwise, maybe Colin Hines played a little, is Kurt Riley. Because the reason why Kurt Riley played was because, and I always try to tell Kurt Riley this story, and understand. I'm trying to tell Firelinks this story and them not understand. So when I was at Natural Bridge Studio, and Firelinks had a cousin called Fire Bojo. And Fire Bojo always come by my studio and stuff. And Fire Bojo know about Hypocrite song, and the man say, yo, listen me I go make Firelink, me I make my cousin Bustis or my uncle or whatever. In Firelinks family. And him care to Firelinks. And at the time, Firelinks, I play at Mondays. At Mondays was by the 4 roads at Mullines Road intersection and Walton Park intersection. And I happened to live, at the time, a stone's throw away. Like you could throw a stone in my yard at the time, because, you know, I moved from Leave East and we started finding my local one room by myself and stuff. So Firelinks was playing right by Mullines Road there, and he was the one who started playing my songs on Monday night. DJ Sunshine from IRFM and Kurt Riley was linking very closely with Firelinks at the time, and they were regular attendees of at Mondays. And Firelinks about 2 songs. Hypocrites A Talk, and right after you hear, they ain't no real Mackay, and be a gunshot fire, and once me hear my song and Mavado song, my God, my yard. You see me?
Because you got your belly full from what you came for.
Yeah, me get my play, and they be a young artist here, me don't know say me have to me a bus. Me walk and take bus sometimes, so me just walk on my yard and know say I feel good my song play. And so Firelinks was the first one play my song in the streets to my knowledge, and Kurt Riley, otherwise on DJ Smurf and GT Taylor, I know so Kurt Riley, and until eventually everybody,
When did you know this song really caught on? Where you said, okay, yeah, it's cool. You heard it in a dance, it bus, you heard the Mavado, Real McCoy, and all that. But when did you know, hold on, this is something really happening here? Because if you really listen to that song, it's the lyrics are wicked, but it's how Ward21 produced the song with the talk.
The mix. Because I never did that. It is, yeah, Conley was the master for that because I just recorded the song. As a matter of fact, I don't remember recording that song traditionally, like you start the intro and then you go the chorus and then you go the verse and then you double track. I don't remember the experience of recording that song. I just remember that it was recorded in a weird way where it was not recorded straight. It was just, it was like a session full of recording and talking back on me, I talk back on you, everything, and the guy take all of that and bring it home. Conley's a genius. Did you know that at the time, Conley took a stirred up mixtape from Twins of Twins and made a whole song out of the talking? And I'm going to get it. So Conley was the genius behind the mixing of the record. He was the one that came up with make them all them. I never did none of that. That is a mix that created that. I just went and said, but when you hear Hypocrite, that's yeah. So the production was excellent, and them never play my song on the rhythm, and my song become the only song will become the most popular song. Nobody up to this day, most people, 99.999999999% of people don't know. So there's other artists on that rhythm. I rap.
I did not, to tell you the God's honest truth, sitting here right now, I don't remember. I might have heard it back then, but I don't remember there being other songs on that rhythm there. I always thought that was a single, as a matter of fact.
No, it never was. But to be honest, that song would never had come to fruition the real way without the management team, because at the time, Natural Bridge was that guy, Mark Pinnock was heavily connected musically. Like we control the radio at the times, we there in our studio and sang up a play 5 times, 10 times. Man, say we tell man say, yo, drop song before Cashpot. Right before Cashpot read when everybody gather around them radio and prepare for listen number, play my song right the song, play it starting right after. We invent them something upon radio. When we control radio, when radio was a place, what was your song? So Mark Pinnock was very influential.
Where was it now where you knew that moment that this song?
Oh, the moment. I never knew, man. It happened that I never knew the precise moments of what was happening. I can't explain it because I remember one day me walking at Arfitry, I'm over there, I ride on a bike, in a marina. I went marina and a blue jeans and a white sneakers. And I were walking at Arfitry and he ride past on him bike and he say, yo, where you doing? I say, yo, I do nothing. We just had toward the road, and the man said, come in. I made him ride, go check Firelinks. And Firelinks record, enough people even know me and Mavado have a combination. Firelinks record, Mavado and Mr. Peppa on the global rhythm.
Okay.
Could it? Mr. Peppa and Mavado. Screwface bad boy. You see me I say? So that day the Mavado carry me go up all the cassava piece, show me the barber chair where him trimming and everything, show me him family, him mother and him daughter and him son and him baby mother and everything. And him baby mother and everything. So the song, I mash up dancehall and me I walk up and down in the streets of Arfitry in Jamaica, not understanding so me are the next big thing. You see? I remember my song went number 1 on the video charts and I was alone watching the TV and see my song debut. The first time I see my video debut, it debuted at number one. The first time it ever played on the TV is at number one spot. And I couldn't even, very first time it showed on the TV, number one, right? And I didn't even enjoy it because I was like, how can my song be at number one? Because the chart set up in a way that you had bubbling music that was in the bubbling part that didn't even enter the charts. I'm looking in the bubbling. So when they read out the bubbling and there's my song is not in the bubbling, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this. You know what I say? I'm gonna enjoy it because you know what I say? So I'm not the bubbling, so I'm not expect. So when I say them say, so this week we have a brand new number one moving voicemail. I mean, you didn't move voicemail. That song that I did for Don Corleone at the time, a dancing song and thing, and I was the one who moved them from number one for weeks. They was at number one because them time the Bogle and them apart, and you know, I say Wacky Dip and all them stuff. Then voicemail, I run dancehall because dancing was the thing. When me boss when dancing song I run the world dancehall. Dancing, Elephant Man, them, voicemail, them, Ding Dong was a top dancer, ching ching them, and dancing was the something. When me boss, dancing. I go up against all of that stuff. Remember, you know, when me tell you say me build Hypocrite A earlier. Dance to the rhythm. Chaka chaka. When me say dance to the rhythm, the dancing around the place, and the song never record the same time when me the record like a year after. After me build it 2 years after. Cause dancing run boy for years. So we face the battles at the time now. When me I watch all my video now, I debut at number one now, sitting alone in a living room and watching my video at number one, I couldn't understand how my song can come at number one the first time it's showing on the TV, on the radio. I wasn't aware of what was going on in the outside. I was just concentrated on just day in a studio and just a glass studio. You know, never really understood because we never have a street team and all them stuff. We never have none of that in place. We just have a management and the management live a foreign, New York. You understand? So we are move around same way and I go on DJ, but this thing happened globally and across the island where me alone couldn't fathom what was going on at the time. So I don't think, I can't remember a specific moment more than one time me in the plane the first time and I looked down and I say, New York, like I can see the New York City now and, you know, I say, New York City. I look down on the whole I like them and I say, yo, I go mash up the whole of that place. You know? I just tell myself, say, yo, I mash up. And then I say a police car, because you know if I nice car, you can say police car. And I say a police car. I say, yeah. All if a boy want to find me down at that big place, oh, look on that big place. Oh, you can't find people in them. We can't hide in that big place. You know, we just think some crazy things. When I maybe them time I realize gravity. You know, when we realize the gravity of what really I going on, I go to tell you when we perform first on Irish Jamboree, September the 3rd, I think 2006 or 7. I don't remember for 6 or 7, but in a Roy Wilkins Park in a Queens.
In New York. Queens, New York. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I remember that was the first time my mouth ever went so dry that it stick together. I didn't know if I'm talking or if I'm not talking. I was so nervous. My mouth run dry. Lock up my lip them tight. My tongue locked to the top of my mouth. I forget water and all them stuff. That nervous. That was when I realized when the man said, no, we haven't stayed for the first time in New York. Messed up. Imagine you are performer foreign. For the first time, you leave Jamaica, come a foreign. And you say, 40,000 people are anticipating. I mean, I have no experience of this magnitude of show because in Jamaica, as much as the song bus and go number one, yeah, me do fully loaded on some show where, you know, you fully loaded 15, 20,000 them at the time and them stuff. But at Jamaica, that you feel a different levels of confidence in your island. You know what I said? This is outside of the island, my first show. When the man called me and my mouth run like a desert, dry. But me still pull off it. But I remember a guy was interviewing me after, you know, and he must say, so what are the things that you think that, you know, you may need to improve in and thing and and, you know, because he was like pointing out how I use the stage. You know, I say, Can't believe kind of my head, my flop. You know, cause this man asked me about how me never use it. You know, me I said about stage and all them kind of questions. But it wasn't a flop. But in my levels to where I say, you know, me I say, I should have shell that show you. Me think I could have do it better, you know, but I always think I can do stuff better. I never yet think I do something good enough yet. So
At that time, there,
like people ask me about like the Vybz Kartel freestyle.
We're gonna hold on right.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Because that is another legendary step in your career. But even when Hypocrite A Talk came out, at that time there, you were almost like the unofficial fifth member of Ward21 at that time, because you guys were all around. They were in the Hypocrite A Talk video. It was like you were the fifth guy, but not really to Ward21, but it was the unofficial fifth member of Ward21.
You could say that, because as me saying, me and Ward them did have somewhat of a musical connection before Hypocrite come. Because when we sing the song for Steely, which is 2000, from Bitter Blood, Steely Bring Me Girl and Jammies, them time they bada around the place, and Bellias was the next rhythm. Bellias was to come out next. Steely Bring Me Girl and Jammies and hug me up. Front of all type of people around the Jammies and say, look a brother, he might come around the business, you know, when we bring them, you know. And Jammies go for Conley.
Mm-hmm.
And Kerr Conley come. I've something here to you know. Bring Conley come. Some know Conley. The real Conley. And some know Conley was artist. No, well, we didn't know what him to do. Enough for them there. But what remember that moment there when Jammies bring Conley come and I say, well, him describe him as a rapper. Him describe him somewhat as, I don't know if I'm mistaken, but him describe Conley. And now that I can think about it, and the levels of Conley, intelligence and musical levels, I could see how he was a rapper, like how Kabaka Pyramid was a rapper. See? So, because you can see them intelligence and them levels, them musical openness, even them was ghetto youth, them musical knowledge and intelligence, it open from a very tender age, you understand? Because most, you know, back in them time, the most artists' musical awareness would start from very tender age. You have Yami Bowler, them and you Mado, Little Mice, them and some man with artists, the Young and Ghost, them that was baby. Dennis Brown, them a sing like from them a baby. Y'all want to all them little, I said, all them little pitney. Them are some alien. But poor people now about a TV and about a radio and about a musical with entertainment, musical with education. At them time there. So you find out, say, are you tapping into in musical talent? If you have it, the openness for tapping and the avenues and for tapping was everywhere, because sound system operate off a DJ have a DJ the whole night. You understand? Multiple DJs, so you have multiple artists, so you have to find out, say, every community from every era full of various sound systems and artists, and this is wholesome inspiration for anybody who open to it. You understand? So you find out, them time the youth did home to music and exposed to music and find them talent early. So Ward21 them, and especially Conley, you know, was one of them alien brain there from a very, very intelligent youth from him young and stuff. So Jammies bring him come and introduce him type like a rapper type of artist, or like a different breed, like a hybrid. I understand that, you know, no. And him there said to Steely, say, yeah, man, the boy voice on the belly as man, and him, I go send a cut of the rhythm run a studio. That kind of, he must say a studio 2000 weed, New Kingston, them they run a Waterhouse. So Steely, I said, no, I want the boy record round here, I want him have comfortably in a different spot, I want him build a comfort zone and record one place, and then Steely the manage artist, the man, you know, so him, but you know, and like I said, all our record for him still they around him, Squeegee Joe them, all of them. Him have him crew them where they around him, or hang around him, through the 2000. Set the artists with him record all the time. So, him just that kind of give me a guidance at the time, you know? Him want record. And then Jammies studio at the time was a very strange, for lack of a better term, voicing room. Bro, this is the only room where you couldn't see the engineer at the time, and the engineer couldn't see it. It was just a room you're going at the something. The class of The man, them studio is just a room, bro. The studio room is nice, and the studio where you see, if you go up on the internet now, you see Admiral Daily, them and Lieutenant Stitch, them a DJ night, good and fine, right? That always did it. But I don't know if it changed now, but we know at the time, the voice room was a complete different section of the building you're going and go around one part and just in one room with a mic, no window, no nothing, no nothing, you can't see nobody, no nothing, just door lock. Yeah, so... Yeah, and I that so you know what I said. So that was when me and Ward them did link up and thing and through Steely and part of the whole journey. You know, me I said me meet Dan English when me are 15. Me meet Nesbeth when me are 12. Go around a Jews land. Me as a DJ competition around there. So me in my school uniform go around there. For them time the mega band and around the place and dum dum do 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 dum do 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 dum dum do do. Barrington Levy have big song them time. Every day, watch Black Scorpio run the music business them time. So me, them have a competition every Thursday. If you win the competition as a young artist, you get record on the label. So I'm go around there. Mm-hmm. And Nesbeth win the night there. I think I was in 8th grade in Excelsia. I was 12-year-old at the time, 11, 12. Nesbeth win. And then when me are 15 now, I meet Dan English around a while time in our studio. And I'm seeing school uniform. Yeah, so I do the road as local youth. Still, I think some I got on a soldier.
So okay,
still, I think some I got lock up some police and some people.
You understand? You brought it up earlier. This infamous, famous freestyle inside of Don Corleone's studio, and even the funny thing with it, if you even notice, the studio it was called Vendetta at that time there because he wasn't 100% up and running. But this freestyle had you, Calico, Vybz Kartel, Basie, and I think 2 more people. Tell me about that day.
And Desperado and Reagan.
Yes. Tell me how that even came about.
So, as I tell you earlier on, as a kid, my musical intelligence and openness and awareness was like always on peak. So, we were quite aware of situations when it comes to musically and always ready to exploit any opportunity. So I was walking in Arfitry, passing the skate land, and I see this guy walking past with a camera at the time. So them camera at the time, you know, as a journalist or videographer people have them big on the shoulder, or you have one of the medium-sized camcorder type of something them. So the camera was enough for me to ask him which media entity him work with. Because I know say maybe this is a connection, because we're a young artist who knows a media connection. So him introduced himself as David Mullins and say him come from Florida, and him give me a business card called Real Vibes Studio or realvibes.net or something like that, the card that I said. And him say him come from Florida and him come for record Vybz Kartel up by Don Corleone studio the following day, 2 o'clock. So me come, remember, so me tell him I come for Papi inside Mona, Papi, and all them places I was tramping drunk and music. I'll go Hope Valley Primary School, and I go Excelsia, we have a pass back and forth, all them places I would place. So, Don Corleone studio, I got Don Corleone studio long time. I know Don Corleone, the reason why the studio name Vendetta is because Don Corleone did have the sound called Vendetta. Mm-hmm. The sound system, and him and Cool Face was the selector. Right. So we know from them I come at Arrows, and we are young artists at Arrows, and I remember the first time when Natural Bridge put out the first rhythm, Bitter Blood. Bitter Blood, Rice and Peas. And I had the song, yeah, good, and that was 2003. So 2003, I made Don Corleone Vendetta sound mixtape. So, you know, when you make a uptown, them man, they're uptown kid, you know, I say my half Colombian or something. You understand? So when you see them uptown guy, put your music on them record, them mixtape. And I never knew these people with the downtown, the Narrows, them they uptown. And I said, wow, make a Vendetta tape? Me a boss man. Them that 2 years after before me get number 1, but them things is just signs for know say you're on the trajectory, you know. But of course I had management and thing at the time, so things that I look up. And so when him tell me say Vendetta studio Don Corleone, me I like, okay, I'm link them. So when him say 2 o'clock, me there 11. Zine me there 11, I can go make an orange, a little banana, a little bottle of water, a little herbs and thing. And you know me I say, so him did say freestyle. Right? At the time, BET was a thing. And we watched Tigger in the basement. And when Tigger go carry the artists in the basement, I freestyle off at the top of them brain. So when the man say freestyle now, me as a musical purist at the time, still is, you know, me I say, all right, freestyle, god damn, I forgot sure musical skill, because I always a clash on them thing that me develop a thing where when me and a man a clash, or me and 2 person or 3 person up on the stage a clash at one time, me usually broke up my song them in a segment, because I know so once me get a forward from the first 3 or 4 line, me can stop, and then when my time come again, me continue with the same song, and then me continue with the next verse. And so them can't run me out a song, because me I sing one song multiple times. So me usually develop a strategy where if a man sing something, I build something in my head and try to counter it on the stage. So me and them sing, me I build in my head. So through the months of freestyle now, I go there early, 11 o'clock, and I kind of go over some things and I'm just try have some idea and I try to say, all right, maybe we can say this, and just I have a bunch of stuff in my head. When I go in the studio, if you watch a freestyle good enough, I mean Vybz Kartel alone in the booth at the beginning of the freestyle, and there was, and that I don't know why the internet just have that part alone, but there's another part that is the second part.
Okay.
There's a part 1. There's a part 1 with me and Kartel. Remember when it started recording a year? When Peppa, Vybz machine, please get machine. When Peppa drop in, please get sashine. And then you hear me come in and start singing immediately. That is not the start of the freestyle.
That's not.
There's a
that's
part
not where it
1.
started.
No, because you see this recording start when we're actually in the middle of the Vybz Kartel in the middle of singing a song when the recording starts. So that's not the beginning of the recording. You know, in the recording, me and him in for long. Me and him alone. And the way we did have control of the situation so much. Me have my herbs at bun in the recording room. If you look, you see me in the smoke, in the voicing room. You understand that we are control, we and done them a big friend, and me and Kartel a Lincoln, we are bad boy in the streets, we are rough artists in the streets, and I'm more than my place, a papi in Augustone, the whole of them place, I'm a place, I go school, me 2 school them, I'm 3 school them, around the place we know everybody. So we feel a certain amount of authority at the time, and then me meet the guy yesterday, and the guy said, come today. No boy can't tell me nothing. The man me meet him, and him say, come, and I'm my friend, them shooter. No boy can't tell me, me now go in another booth. We determined as look at them time. So I go in there and start DJ and Kartel and thing. And when the vibes reach to a certain point, and the vibes, the rest of man, them come around 1, 1, 2, 2, because man start come at the studio and, you know, phone call and make your Kartel then, and Monday I with camera and, you know, studio start full up. You see me? So Calico did it, Reagan did it, Desperado did it, BSC did it, Zane, and all of the man them in the freestyle, I sing them regular song them. I was the only one in that freestyle actually freestyling, building up things that from my head. Or the idea that when we did have a couple hours earlier, when we did have in a made family. If you look on the thing again, I am the only one who stutter. I am the only one who made any little type of mistake in the singing. Reason being, freestyle.
It's a freestyle. This is original.
Yeah, if I did ever listen, man, every time somebody tell me that, yo, that freestyle with you and Vybz Kartel, and if them know how much, me just say to myself, say, damn, me always regret. Like me, I say, yo, why people think me got hard? Why people think me got hard another thing that if them ever understand how much harder, I could have got at the time with the lyrics and when I have as a young artist not recording. And we just build up song, each new rhythm come out, each new style come out. You just have build up song and up song. So we are going to stage one and sing song. We are bus place before song reach ready. So as a young artist, you have storage of songs. Because we not record officially. So if me did ever sing my song, Vybz Kartel, I sing all them song them in every set. Regular song. Desperado, I sing regular song. Every man in there sing regular music with them up. TOK, BSC come sing him song we are play upon the radio at the time, and the biggest artist in them, bigger than Vybz Kartel at the time. In that
at that time there.
TOK, a bigger artist for Vybz Kartel at that time.
Because
TOK have to sing, and them come sing them new song.
You're right.
Mix up the logo with the Tai Chi. That's how if you look on the freestyle, it gets such a big forward in the freestyle. TOK was like the #1 artist at the time, and them did have Chichi Man, and then them come up with that one named Tai Chi. Licks up the logo with the vibe. Strengthen on me back now, and that song that would have mashed the place. So if you look on the forward on the freestyle, was genuinely like, yo, the money, a big artist at the place. Like, you know what I said?
Now, Michael, definitely.
Big up my friend BS.
Is a classic freestyle. When I sat down with Cool Face, he gave me his version. When I sat down with Basie, he gave me his version. So now I'm sitting down with you, you're giving me your version of, because that's a video that it just seems to come up every year. It has a resurgence. You always see it.
It have a viral. All right, listen to me. This thing has been recorded 16, 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, I'm not lying, from my mother graves, every week, somewhere, somehow, one way, one other, somebody tell me, say, either them text me, either them call me, or them see me in the streets. DJ, you know me that watch the other day? I'm just done them sentence. Yeah, man. The freestyle thing with me and Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
It has become part of dancehall and part of my presence as a dancehall artist, so to speak, that I can, anytime anybody approach me and say, you know me that watch the other day? Bro. Me know exactly where I watch, bro. Yes, I know. Yeah, me know. You that watch a thing with me and Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, you know what I say?
It was big. Was that the only time you and Cartel actually freestyle or did a studio session or anything back then?
In that type of manner, yes. But Cartel in other times, me and him in other type of musical situations, you know me I say. I saw him sit down, me and him sit down, and I see him Vendetta today. I see him sit down and write 3 songs in front of me and record. Because at the time he had 3 different students, the one place up at Don Corleone. And I see him record 3 different rhythms in front of me, write the song them in front of me, right? Go in the studio and record, and then come back and sit down at the same spot and start write and I talk to you, you know? And I talk to you too. And I write and get up, go record, come back out, and then come even my student, Natural Bridge, come record. Him work with me and Snow Cone them on Rice and Peas, come up on Rice and Peas with him. So there's various encounters, enough stage shows in the street. Not par, but me know of Vybz Kartel and I interact with Vybz Kartel. From Vybz Kartel was Vybz Kartel with 3 people.
From
and Adi Bantan was just Adi Bantan. Yeah, Vybz Kartel was a crew. And then when the crew dismantled, Adi Bantan take the name and call himself alone Vybz Kartel. So from them time they were interact with the G. You see me I say? And know that the G was an alien.
For sure. Because I know when it comes to freestyles, if you really look good, that's one thing you almost seem to specialize in. Because I could think about 5, 6, 7, 8 videos watching you freestyle. There was another one where it was, this might have been over by Natural Bridge Studio, where it was you, I think Black Man was in there, Rumblood was in there. Then you did this song called When Last. All right. You see, that song there, no? Rushed up the studio.
So watch this now. Black Man was in I know the other freestyle. That other freestyle was a Chris Sutter freestyle with me and Black Man. But Black Man was not in that particular one by Natural Bridge. It was G Mafia. One of my artists where they are in England right now where I go it was G Mafia, me and Ward them. So it was like a replication, not a replication, but somewhat of the same format of what we did. Because them years, when we do the freestyle, remember me have Hypocrite, you know? I wasn't Mr. Peppa, you know? Man, Mr. Peppa them days, Hypocrite come after that damn dynamic young artist days when you still a bunk. So I tell some guys, them look orange and my banana from 11 o'clock. If most Mr. Peppa, when me I do this at 11 o'clock, when me I drive on me drop top be man all them sit there as Mr. Peppa. Me now got this at 11 o'clock. Me I got the 2 o'clock when that time at 1:30 before that. But yeah, I don't remember the year what it was, but it was early 2000s. You know, early 2000s. I remember Don Corleone just start come over upon the recording side at them time. They even busted the studio still named Vendetta. You see me? So it was when time everything emerged. Don Corleone just come out at the time there. You know, Vybz Kartel upon the peak of going over to really like taking over the whole thing as the whole thing. I tell you, even at that time, TOK did even bigger than Vybz Kartel at that precise moment there. But Vybz Kartel was a big artist, same way. You know, I say, but TOK them think they're different. But because TOK them bust long before and have how much hits and come up and TOK them bust in the days of crew. I remember even Vybz Kartel, it was a crew.
For sure.
So, you know, yeah.
So that freestyle
that moment was a classic moment, you know?
Yeah, man. The freestyle when you gave them the When Last. This is one of the craziest girl
Yeah,
songs
when
I heard
last.
somebody put together in a structure a song like that. Tell me about that freestyle with that song there.
So we was at the studio by Natural Bridge, and we always think about content and all them stuff there. And the same, I think it's the same guy, Carlington Wilmot, did record the session there. Or something. I don't quite remember, but yeah, it was just like we was just trying to just use the same formula, not formula, but just use the same type of method in terms of putting out content. Getting our content out there. And so me and Ward them decided to do it in that format. And we have new artists in the place, G Mafia at the time where me and G Mafia are par from before my boss. So my boss and get number one now. I drive if I have my brother in the studio. So me not leave him out of nothing, especially a situation where we know so this thing I go get broadcast or published out there in the world. So, all opportunity. The When Last now was just really like bugging around. I was never ever taking that situation, that song serious. They kind of over the top to me at the time, the language, I said, because we did come in a way where, even though it was street, we did understand, say, you have to articulate yourself in a certain type of way, So, my manager never liked that song. That is why the world never really know that song that the real way can't record. I rhythm build feet, Suko build the rhythm feet, it record, and Suko release it like maybe in a COVID time 2 years ago, and look on the freestyle when we'd sing that. That sing from 2006, 7, round this up. The freestyle in a Natural Bridge. And Suko release it 2021 or somewhere, round this up.
That's wild.
You see me, I said, become a manager. Never like it. Natural Bridge, never like it. Because at the time, him there foreign and we come up with the idea, bugging out and come out to the idea. And we met the rhythm, because remember, say, we are the artists and me and Suko them in the studio. Him the control production. And we control production. Him did promotion and money dealings, you see me? So, we met the product them. We come up with the idea them I would do musically. And we send the track go give him. Him not like it because it's the bad word and the way we curse and go on night. And I said, boy, I don't really you would this and I said, I'm Tim. You know me as a street artist. How you get to know me? As from the streets, you know me. So them sang a street song. So him never paid much point on the recording side, but I continued to perform it and see it show. So is a song where the people them where hardcore to Mr. Peppa settings, them we know say that song that When Last is a song where from time to time, is a song where me use it as various reasons, but it's not something when we perform readily. But if me in a situation and a girl, like if me up on a stage and a girl might say something smart to me, or say something just try insult me, or try shade me, or try do anything in a negative way, me sorry for them, because I'm going to say, level me. Imagine, you see me travel from come, because remember, me not going to live now, but travel from way, what bagay, I don't know why I come hold on an honest bread. Me ask you something, when last you look at work, when last you rest, you look 1 week straight and not touch, when last you keep your legs shut, yet you sleep and wake up on your pocket, now bro, dirty gal, when last your papa tag, remember me tell you, Shago, sorry. You see me?
Listen,
Shago.
that's like a real modern matey type of bad guy. I can understand why your management wouldn't think that fits your brand, because this is where even though you're street youth, but it was still, that was a real dirty-ish, gully-ish. Yes, kind of
grimy, dirt, street, yeah. And say the other day, I said to one of my brethren, say, say, if a girl did sing that song there, maybe it'll have a better effect in retrospect now. I think about it and I say, if a girl did sing that song there, it'll have, maybe that, because remember, it's a girl that chase a girl. So it's not a song when I readily sing sometimes, because like a man I get going to a girl, so I wait until there's a moment where I face a adversarial type of situation, especially if I'm a female, then we utilize a song there. You understand? Because of the nature, it go get, this is a graphic hard. So I kind of leave When Last as a secret weapon for anybody who tries to put a place, especially a girl. Maybe a girl.
This was where, okay, so you have Hypocrite A Talk. As I said, you have your freestyles going on and all that. But your next hit would have been Gangsta Gorilla. And I think that was Ward21 also you worked with.
Ward did produce Talk, and Natural Bridge, my management was the one who actually produced Gangsta Guerilla. But the rhythm was made by Conley and Birch.
Mhm.
That Christopher Birch, you know? So I remember this night specifically. So when Hypocrite came out and, the freestyle thing, them are going and all that, Wayne Marshall, cause Alliance at them time, so Wayne Marshall come along, choo choo choo, come along now and thing and I mush up the place and thing, and me and Wayne Marshall get cool because, we are in the street youth and Ward21 and the whole thing. And I remember I wanted to do a collaboration with Wayne Marshall. So my manager thought it was a good idea and said I should write the song. So I'm write the hook. It was called Life of a Superstar. I'm not sure if it was released. I never even researched that song because management is a bug out. But anyway, we do the song with Wayne Marshall, Life of a Superstar. I don't think they actually released that song at the time. But we was doing music, like putting music together to release and stuff. And Wayne Marshall was number one at the time. And it was a Saturday night. And I have this studio session run by Shaggy Studio to record this damn Gangsta Guerilla song. But at the same time, Wayne Marshall is number one. I just did this collaboration with him. And he's performing at Woolmer's barbecue, his high school barbecue up by Ronnie Williams. So this is huge. School barbecues in the 2000s and them time, they're like huge, me saying, Woolman's a uptown thing, so I say, oh, this is a good chance to tap in from the uptown side and can we get the youth. So I say, I tap in on some of them fair skin people and fair hair people, I say, so, want to go to Wayne Marshall. But me I forgot studio to record this song. So I remember the night, I'm go around there and the man, them never have the rhythm have a bill. So I'm going there and start sing. Sure, we alone in the studio, me, Conley, and Birch. Three of us alone record that song. They build the rhythm, a DJ, and they build the rhythm around it, the Gully Slime, and they were going there and I was rushing. I wanted to get this thing over with, bro. I gotta go. I want to roll it with Marshall. I want to go sing my number one song, and I want to go sing with this number one artist. I have a number one song. He's number one. Like, this moment is perfect. Like, can't feel. Me I say all the girls, them, and I'm at 25. Me I think about, I get out there. So, record the song tonight then. Rhythm bill, I'm a record and leave them in that studio. Gone. Jump in my car and gone. Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center link up with Wayne Marshall. Choo choo choo. Run up on stage and lock down the place and wicked vibes. Wicked. My song was a single, right? Gangsta Gorilla. But because of the close affiliation with me and Ward21, say anything with them say I work with. So Conley decided he wanted to make a song on the rhythm called Garrison. In a day, Garrison, full of power warrior. Garrison. Let me tell you. Yeah, Conley was, Ward21 was. So it was really like me and Ward21 alone upon the rhythm. I played for like 6 months on the radio. As me I tell you, my management at the time, the man them run the man them control the radio. Understand? They're like, the man them have the program locked. Anyway, the song I play, Mataran. So we on Kappa Shot studio, they're right in the same vicinity as Natural Bridge. We either around the road from Stone Love, Rebel T, the next door. We mixing lab the next door to Rebel T. Demarco down the road next door, right in a Kappa Shot, Shaggy across the road. Mixing the studio world.
So it's just a studio, all studios in the whole vicinity.
Yeah, one look at the end, Isle Jordan and scatter them there right on the next avenue. Everything you can, bro, listen to me. Every one of these studio women mention, you can literally walk. Every one of them, literally, some of them each other next to each other, right? So it was one little zone there, which was Stone Love and Shaggy them and Natural Bridge them, everybody there. So Kappa shot them down the road, right? There's across from, right, exactly, literally across from Shaggy them. You can stay and look on the next gate and look on the gate, yeah. And Conley called me one day and I say him down a Kappa shot and meet right up the road over my studio. Natural Bridge. I'm going to go down the road on the same avenue, go check Kappa shot, Mataran in there, Pampute in there, and 2 more girls from Fletcher's Land. 3 girls in the studio with Mataran. Pampute named Bujo at the time. She wasn't a DJ, she was none. She was just a girl with power and have enough chat in her mouth. And Mataran love hang out with them girls because them a give them little street tag. Them come from Fletcher's Land, down them place there, some suave type of ghetto. Them ghetto there, some suave type of ghetto where them build slang, them build dance, them build style, flavor. So Mataran hanging out with the girls, them getting all these ideas and stuff. So they were in the studio. If you listen Mataran record, intro Mataran song,
Mhm.
Who is on that
But the thing
intro?
here, Pampute, in this village,
Yeah, Pampute. So Abujo, she didn't name because she have a deeper type of voice. She was an artist at the time. At them time, they start tinkle and tinkle with the idea because the song go bust. She named Pampute, you know. Remember Abuja, she named her. And when she said Pampute, from out of the African movie them. So she named Pampute like Ricky Rudy. Didn't name Ricky Rudy, a.k.a. Bling Dog. And people just love him do the Bling Dog. And just see man start calling him Bling Dog. So Pampute do the slang and Abuja, she didn't hear. You see me? So Mataran company rhythm now 6 months after. Get the rhythm and next. Boots. We decide, management decided to make the rhythm into a juggling rhythm. The rhythm was not originally a juggling rhythm. It was my next single.
it was a single. Okay.
We oblige Ward21 them complimentary bonus track. Mataran come now, riding high alpha, dirty wine.
Mm-hmm.
So where I go say no, Vice Mataran, Lexus, my manager first. Remember me tell you earlier in our conversation, say my manager was one of the man who discovered Lexus first from, he was just a Sprague Lexus. And we know for Vice Lexus. So Lexus and Vega set up a combination pan the rhythm. Mavado the pan the rhythm. And who was an artist the pan the rhythm? And who was an artist? So Elephant Man here.
Mm-hmm.
Mataran sang pan the rhythm and decided say he want to forward pan the rhythm also to kind of him and Ward21 them and Ward them a link with Peppa them and Ray. From Elephant Man and certain man come pan the rhythm. One day we go down a IRFM. Me and my management, because you know we control the ground. Them time they could have go down a IRFM and drive in and stuff. You can't do that no more. So we down there talk to GT Taylor and Mighty Mike. I play it. So after Mighty Mike come off, GT supposed to go on. So Mighty Mike come off, GT go on. We have Mighty Mike at that now, because you know we have set program. New tune, whatever for run, cookie for run, boom bang bang. Business are daily. You see me I say? GT just talked to for all long and gone up in the studio. We did talk to Mighty Mike. All of a sudden we see GT Taylor come down. And I said, he want to talk to me. He must say, Mark and Peppa, come here. And I called in an urgent way. When we go over to GT, you know, GT and make know say, yo, him say a memo in our studio. We say, Gangster Gorilla, no longer for play up on the radio. So we start wonder what going. So we go to boom and all the way back to Kingston, my heart dropped. Cause watch you there and all the way back to Kingston. Remember me number one and I say, what kind of obstacle in my new career be? When me do broadcasting commission? What me do? See? Mm-hmm. But you know them band song for the least, cause them band enough song, daddy don't touch me there, them band and them song. No matter, if you sing about politician and mention politician and them something, them band them song then quietly and you wonder, you know, hear certain song on the radio. And you think, so, this Jackie just not play it. Band them thing, the memo issue. Anyway, we call broadcasting commission the next morning. Broadcasting commission said, man, nothing to do with banning of my music. So we decided, say, okay, this look like I want different type of game I play right. So we link up some man. Don't I RFM there? We set in the program. And one of the man, them are not going to call this Jackie name, because you know I'm not coming for the controversy on the real way. But you know where I thought the real thing. I don't know. Maybe the next year I'll call him a name. But I'm not call him name right now. But that particular man look power straight in our eye. And them man, a man where we set program ready. And the man they're looking away, I tell we say, yo, love it. And this Jackie, I tell we, for our production, for our rhythm, where we spend our money and run and I tell we, say, love it. That means we say this thing bigger than we then. And it's from certain man come on the rhythm. From certain man come on my rhythm, brother. Me hear some song get ban my youth and me I tell you say, that particular individual again, you know. This particular individual again, hear what him do. Him have a conversation with my manager. This particular individual, him the same Gully Slime rhythm with Gangsta Guerilla depan. Him hold a conversation, a 3.5 conversation with my manager on a plane from Jamaica to New York or from New York to Jamaica. I don't know which one of the leg them, but him have a conversation, and from that day, that was the beginning of the ending of me a Natural Bridge record, because that man come to me with a reason where he must say, He might come to me with that energy based off a reason we more with this particular artist. Yeah. And from the man, well, the particular reason with the artist, whether upon Gully Slime rhythm, we come after, vicing up and him come after. From that day, me hear some song for play. Pan FM again, and then me see some man pan Zip, and you have some man pan Area who decide say them now work with the code, like GT say them now work with the code, and Smurf couldn't work with the code because Smurf did under our settings, so him couldn't work with that. But me listen to some other man pan some other station, and all of them play the music in one, when them try Gully Slime with him, without my song, all of them draw the song them in one particular order. So me say, you mean for tell me say a man come pa my rhythm and set the program pa my rhythm and get me out for in order to get a foot up pa my beat? Yo, I don't want to call a man the name, you know, more you don't want to talk certain things without 1,000%, because these things just work off of just intuition and energies and common sense. Who knows say we don't know and certain man track record. Certain things a certain man do other artists too. Because remember, in the music things are corrupted thing in the dancehall business. Yeah? Remember, when I come in the music business, I come in from a Rasta house. Zine, so me did believe say everybody was at Church by Israel where I love and unity. And then you listen to the radio and you hear these artists sing this type of music, and you think say, yo, I was naive. You know what I say? I think the music was a happy go lucky and I love and joy and everybody did it for everybody like I told you by Israel, I one family. Zine. And I'm going to get to realize that the music are full of viper and full of serpent and you don't have to do them nothing more than show potential.
That's it.
Zine, because I remember one night, I do fully loaded with Ashanti and Jarul and Wyclef, because Wyclef and Snow Cone a big friend and Wyclef did dip on Rice and Peas rhythm. Zine, and Wyclef and Snow Cone a big friend, so Wyclef are come on Jamaica, come and fully loaded and thing, and we and Wyclef them are roll. Them time they, for sure you, them time they we have a track them pan arrows dub plate. And they say you track them play pan dub plate. You read them play after. Zine? And me remember I go up on the stage. I'm a perform right before Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel, remember me, I come from far, you know. Vybz Kartel come on right after me. And when Kartel run on him say, yo, put more arm to some pussy. Tell them see you better than them. Real Batman, I'm going to look back. Come off the stage good. I'm going to look back from the crowd. And I see the whole place light up. Me I see every head. The way they touch them and light up and gunshot a bit and the gunshot a beat a fully loaded like crazy. When I go fully loaded, police block the whole Hellshire and a search car. You know the man in a big, you see me? Yeah, so then time me just there on Natural Bridge and stuff. I don't know if Kartel never realized it. Snow Cone was part of my management team. But through him don't know Mark Pinnock at the time, him know Snow Cone up on the ground. Him don't know say there's a man behind Natural Bridge. Everybody think of Snow Cone. I put out Rice and Peas rhythm. Everybody thinks a Snow Cone I put out Gully Slime rhythm and there. No. There's a man behind the system called Mark Pinnock. Him name Natural Bridge. Him have the money. Him have the connection. Him have all of the links. Him make everything happen. Him there foreign. Him live in New York. Snow Cone up on the ground. I do all of the works and we the young artists them there on him and Sheena. We know Sheena when Sheena come. Sheena 11. Sheena first song when him sing. School. It is important. You have to do your homework before you start ramp. On the Rice and Peas with them, because we assure him say youth have to educated, because we and Spragga them apart them time then Sassin come round and Spragga tell Sassin say him have to graduate from 6th form before him come in a Red Square. And Sassin got graduate from 6th form, Camper Down. So we did big part education and know say Mr. Peppa come from Excelsia. Sassin them and Briggy Benz them come from Camper Down and she, you know, you have to follow the order. We try to make the youth, because the rest of man them they done big already. She was the youngest. Still in school, so I said youth, education. So that's the first tune to come out with Sheena, with Natural Bridge, on the Rice and Peas with them. School is important. You understand? So at the time now, you don't know, as me I say, where I do the work and people, they think that Snow Cone was the whole thing and I know so there's an next man. So after the stage show now, fully loaded, Kartel talk to Snow Cone either day after, a couple days after, whatever. And I say, yo, you know, so me done the boy Peppa. Zane, I remember, you know, I look at the thing as a competition, but Kartel, I look at the thing like, Cause Gaza man is a man in pre-deep, you know, brother. Remember, you know, Gaza man pre-forward, you know, is a man in pre to the future and pre like a chessboard. Him look at everything we got on before time, so. Gaza man says that boy I come here, boy I forward as a threat in the business, you know. Him have management, him have team, and and Ray, but him don't know, so the same snow cone them on my team. And him a talk to Snook and I say, yo, come done the boy Peppa last night and Ray. And him have it as a competition for going and get bigger forward than me. Them time they even know say the G I pre say about the G pre subversive. Yeah, so him proactive, him not reactive. Him pick out the threat all winter, you know, see yourself as a threat, him see you as a threat and pick you out. Y'all a bust blank for song where you know say him sing that half of you. Chop half of your head. So
Crazy.
you know, that was part of the whole thing where we just know that the music business is, you know, the music business can be corrupted. You know, I say, it don't really have to be, you know, a conscious threat to nobody like you think, say, yeah, that man, they fear me. It not for you even reach this, you know, for people try be an obstacle or blockade. And just see the potential sometime and, you know, I mean, I say Cartel. That's why black or not. But just to show you examples of how you can't be naive about the business. Cartel is just a very competitive artist. And if you is the next thing coming, believe me, and he's there, you will have him to contend with, even if him now come be aggressive towards you. He might challenge you musically. That me, you drop a girl song, all right? Me, I drop 5 girl song and show you about that. You drop a gun song, all right? Me drop 10 guns and show you some about that. You drop a culture song, me drop 20 and show you about that. So him warrior another way there. I said, that boy not bad like me. Yeah, I said, being over there, so many want business. So, yeah, it's just the competitive nature of Cartel and he's an alien. So, you know, nobody mistake. Gaza fans don't mistake, you know, and things that may try refer to Cartel in a way like in bad mind. But just assure you, say, dude, competitive and you have to be very aware. You cannot be naive. And we're coming at music with a certain level, a high level of naivety. You understand? And things reach me late when I comprehend late because I never exposed to certain nature of people as a youth because me did kind of sheltered around 12 tribe and this camaraderie of this family, this huge family of love. You know, I say, so coming at music now and come experience certain raw things for yourself for the first time. It was kind of jolting, you know, and it was not remedied in ways how it should be remedied because of the shock state where this thing put you in, like, you know, understand how to react towards it because I never know how to react towards when them ban my song, how to use the media, you know, and how to use my fans them and rebel and make the situation be known.
Mm-hmm.
With more did I play some nice guy role, which was a rank tack. You know, I said I should have got on the offensive and thing and show some boys so I'm not afraid of them, but you know, you think enough things in your mind because these guys when I go up against a bigger artist who have more influence me out in the street where I have a crew, I protect me. Me never come in the music from a ghetto with a old ghetto, I back me. Like me have the whole of Tivoli and the whole of some place I back me. When I know so when I step out all 100 busted there behind me. Me not come in business. So when I forward in a music business, people say where them foreign boy you come from. Come
Yeah,
in
because you have a
video number one and Cadillac Jeep and where them foreign boy you come from with them bag of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, otherwise, on the real street, we know we. I remember we street, but the larger public of fans, when musical peers know we, and them know say I steal a little brother that and you know what I say. But the larger public, on the level there, just see me appear out of the blue, so to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause Mr. Peppa was brand new, like me just come out and come number one, but them understand say a whole heap of stages that go on where them never know about. And you know, just forward in the music and sound, so. And, you know, just forward and deliver music, so. You know, just forward and just get hit songs, so that happens. So you have to have a stage where you grow from, even if I'm under know. So, you know, we forward in my business and certain things. And if I could do certain things over, I would have done a lot of things different. But we can't dwell upon that. I don't think that way. I don't think about if we could have done over things. We just learn and apply the lesson that is learned in the forward movement.
So would you say that's why after Gangsta Gorilla came out, you were still doing songs, but we didn't see the prominent Mr. Pepper like how we did after Gangsta Gorilla came out? We heard songs because I know you did the song with you on Bounty, Grown God, Gorilla, And then you did another one with him at Ira again, and you were doing songs with all type of people, Marshall, Kabaka, Pure, Lexx, but we didn't see that Hypocrite A Talk, that Gangsta Gorilla same energy like one time.
Okay, so separate and apart than unseen forces within the music, I pull them string and I do them thing against Mr. Peppa at the time. I think there was great fault in lack of proper management. Well, the management team was solid. Mark this, right? The management team was solid, proper infrastructure, proper networking. But I think that when we get the big break and Hypocrite and Gangsta Gorilla and all of that stuff going on, like, I think the mistake was made in sheltering me, because I was never that type of artist from the get-go. I was a street artist. You know, the streets know we, you know, I was there in every ghetto, a DJ and everything. Cash Park, Gully Bank, to Rockford, to Portmore, to country, anywhere in it. We sleep, we listen to the radio and say, okay, you know what, that show the sound like the media got it. So I'm gonna find myself at the show with it. Boss got it, wait from the segment we say, all the young artists that want to DJ come backstage and write up a name. That is some of the days and we were touch out. See, so we know we were credible enough in the street at the time, and my management did try shelter me in a way where I don't know if I'm not try a Baby Sham, Dave Kelly type of scenario where Sham was a clean cut, carry himself type of artist. Of Sham, Assassin, Mr. Peppa them was type of artists where them did kind of put we in a category where people say, yeah, them youth are smart, them look good, them intelligent, them deliver certain type of music where the streets can't deal with, but they still can manage themselves in other situations, and with the kind of put in other that intelligent bracket type of artist type of vibes. And him, my manager, maybe did I try kind of lean into that, but I don't think the type of artist when I was at the time and to all my boss and what was there to be exploited was fully exploited. And we never go record for certain type of people that was needed to record, because I'm upon this prissy type of uptown type of, when I was never that. You know, I said, well, I'm not board house with Zinc Groups, Beta Roadside, Carry Water, Nano TV, Nano Light. You know, I said, we're at the streets. So we know how to apply that energy there with all of this, and him confine me. I remember the first time I got to New York and him have me up in a New Rochelle, up in some damn apartment like Rapunzel up there, look down upon the kingdom. I don't know we're down in a Bronx, more go down in a Bronx, more go Brooklyn, more go where them called 90s and 50s. And when me man, so after Gangsta Gorilla, not recording, all these records that you mentioned a while ago with Me Killer came in later days after me and Natural be dissolved years after, understand? But in the immediate time of the period of 2005 to 2008, when me and them break off, we never did. I remember me and them are forward from 2000. So from 2000 to 2008 was the run for me and Natural Bridge. Now we got the break 2005. So the it period was from 2005 to 2008 approximately. Now I don't think we made the moves within 5 and 8. We should have made the move them in terms of getting songs in places with producers that would have continued this trajectory. And he had all the network, he had all the links, he had everybody in the links, he had every radio disc jockey in him, the links. He have every editor, the newspaper, the TV stations. And for some reason, him consider say him want a certain project, which we never have no problem with, but I think more was needed, and the lack of that work. And this particular artist or all this conversation with my manager from New York to Jamaica, and the man come to me. Never the same. I never see my manager the same after him tell me him just have a conversation on the plane with this man, and him come with all these different energy projections. Like like that Monday attack in our way towards me, and him take it. And not like a man that say, yo, yeah, it's a joke, man. Him now do this, him now do that. And meanwhile, that man, they never like me. You come from my rhythm and get my song. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, he was not a very normal artist. Mm-hmm. Them they did was the heights of corruption. When control radio, when it about control radio and corrupt radio man and corrupt the airwaves and corrupt airplay, this man up on the forefront, right? He means one of the man upon Gully Slime rhythm. Nothing now go on female now, a buffalo and a buffalo and a try come out. Can't find no energy. You understand? So then come with them bad vibes and them bad energy and lack of management, proper moves now make, the chess move them off make now make, and 2008 me and management dissolve. And from there on, I just continue just to record, but the machinery and the money we take and the networking we take to bring music to the forefront. Don't think you hear these music and hear these artists on the forefront just like that. You know, if TJ never forward from country and decide say, you know, I'm not going to six up my thing, I'm going to go Ramesh and go Ramesh. Ramesh as a businessman that have the network and the thing, take him career to a next level. Him and Ramesh part and him go to Sharon Burke, a next stalwart, a next giant. And I link with Shaggy them to take a career to a next level. You have to have these things in place. And if TJ did leave Ramesh and never find back a solid settings, pardon the pun, but solid agency, if he never find back a solid settings, you know what I say? Who to tell? And management is very important. Because me know say what is happening for TJ right now is not just because of him being a talented artist. Mm-hmm. No way. Because you're talented.
A little bit of talent, but a lot of business.
A lot of business. And a lot of networking and a lot of who you're inked on the paper with. A lot of who you're connected with. Mm-hmm. And from him link up with Sharon and Shaggy, the man thing take a different turn, brother. Whether I'm going at the Billboard R&B or whatever, you know what I say? And Shaggy was one of the first man who say, yes, my little son, yes, my little brother, congratulations. I mean, I tell a man from where they say, yo, Bridging as if I'm TJ link with Shaggy and TJ link with Sharon Burke. You think it's Joe? You think Shaggy just a link with no man? For just know, say, yeah, my man, TJ link. Shaggy another type of man there. Shaggy gonna make things happen, brother. Brother, Shaggy is a man who make things happen for people who associate with him, people who work with him, him band member them, him fellow artists them who tour with him and him carry up on shows and him backup singer them, him chef and everybody all right. Shaggy them make sure say the man they understand what it takes to keep things together. Even though at the end him and film team same way, but he even watch an interview with Robert Livingston and I'm sure said there was mistake that he made. There was things that where them did do wrong, where them never understand, and I shock it that. So imagine Mr. Peppa now where I face situations, brother, where my mistake them more detrimental than Shaggy's mistake. Shaggy make mistake and still come out a billionaire. My mistake them pay for them different, you understand? So we all can do things better and we just have to take the lessons and move forward, but we just know that don't think some music just happen, just so. Things happen strategically. Every now and then a little anomaly come along, a gully bop will rise out from nowhere where nothing to control it. It's just the natural energy and all of the stars them a line up. And
well,
then
that's not what always happens.
No, that just happens every 100 years.
Yeah. but okay, but here what happened now. So you broke off with your management in 2008. Okay, so then you're trying to figure it out. But then I think in 2009, Steely had died now. In 2009.
Yeah, so my brother died in 2009. Diabetes related situation. That was a major loss for me. I never even look at it as a major loss for Mr. Peppa or for my family. This was bigger. Steely is bigger than Mr. Peppa family. Steely is bigger than life when it comes to music. You understand? So when we lose Steely and in turn Clevie step back at the same time, so we lose Steely and Clevie, that is a detrimental blow to dancehall. Dave Kelly step back, kind of all a different type of levels. Now drop the summer bang them and something them like how usually know. Big detriment that to dancehall. That was not for the good of dancehall. Steely dying, not good for dancehall. Rookie production, them now produce, not good for dancehall. Bulby them and them man, they when I run the thing again, not good for dancehall, my youth. All of these elements that is missing has led to the big change that we have seen in dancehall. And change is always inevitable, but we know say change over the years, it come under the right guidance, and the button did hand over to the next generation, and the next generation moves the goalpost further. So we did see a slight lack in that right now on certain levels. And we can attribute that to a whole heap of points. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look on it as one point. Like there's a whole dynamic at play that me can analyze and say lead up to dancehall state right now, because certain man where did dead as groundation as man we can like actually just listen something now and just leave writers and go in the studio, and tomorrow morning music is no longer what it was last night, like Dave Kelly and Steely. Then nothing like that in the music again. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You need those type of people that could move the culture forward, not just a song that they produce or artist, you know, the entire culture. Because remember, Steely and Clevie are the foundation for reggaeton music, you know, boss. The foundation for our entire different genre of music.
Can that come up for the song them bow, the shabba where them produce?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're talking about people that change entire culture, people that impact cultures. And when the man make music, as you say, is not just changing music, it's changing people's lifestyle, people thought process. So when you have these people and these elements missing out of the music, the guidance and the bar, not there is like no bar, not there is a free for all, and the only bar is there was what was set before. There's no modern bar for follow. You know, it's like, you know, but eventually we have faith in the youth them same way, because we know in music we continue doing something, the more you do it is the better you go and get at it. And it is just the changes about things change, and it could have been, and we know it could have been slightly different, you know, is the only thing where we could have said, damn, like, you know, man, I say only if this, you know, the youth would have, you know, like the music would have been in a better state, so to speak, you know. But when I thought done, we just have to say, there can be always improvement, you know.
In anything, even if you're at the top of your game, you could still improve to go even further and all of those stuff there. Because I know you formed your record label, and this seems like this was almost like a tribute to Steely, Steel Plate Music, because I'm almost positive he used to have a sound, or his brother had a sound named Steel Plate. Right or wrong?
No, you have to be a serious music connoisseur, guru, enthusiast, lover of music for tell me say Steely did have a song named Steel Plate. You have a great to know that. Yeah, brother, you have a great to know that. So actually, yeah, it is actually a tribute to Steely, you know what I say, because of Steel Plate. And that song was supposed to be in England, you know what I say, but you know, I don't know what really went on with that, but you know, it is definitely a tribute to Steely.
Mm-hmm. And what type of production was this? More now to do basically what Steely and Clevie was doing, or this was more or less to focus on your career as Mr. Pepper with this?
Yeah, this is just definitely, this is just to focus Mr. Pepper. It has nothing really to do with Steely and Clevie. It is just really just paying homage to my brother and just, you know, just trying to tap in on the energy and the vibe. And this is something that I've been always yearning and have a drive for, you know, which is the production side of music. I love producing, I love writing, I love putting projects together from nothing to something, and then you hear it on the radio, then you hear people are singing it, and, you know, it's a different type of joy, that, brother. So I'm very passionate about the producing, and, you know, music get more self-reliant now, where you can't wait on nobody out there, you know, opportunities is there for you to help yourself. So that is how Steel Plate record come around. So, you know, the label allow me to be creative within myself even more. And then, you know, I've released other artists on it. My first artist I'm released on it is myself. A song called Can't Hold Me Down. That song was recorded in 2015. I think if I check my email, I would see when I got back the mix. And the mix was like January of 2015. So that song was recorded like months before that. Car for me, get up and spend my own money and mix it when it was supposed to be another person production, that beat. And I got so frustrated that I say, you know, no longer. I'm not waiting no longer. So the song was recorded around 2014 and I released it in 2022. And that's the first release on the steel plate record, Mr. Peppa Can't Hold Me Down. That is currently in an independent movie that was made in Las Vegas called My Father's Keeper.
Mhm.
And it's streaming on Tubi and stuff. So, yeah, that's my first production and it ended up in a movie. So,
Okay.
I do enough tunes with Bounty Killer, Mavado, Tony Mataran, you name it, lot of works. And, you know, I feel proud of myself to know that the first song my label put out, which is my record, made it to a movie. You know, so, and then I released Russ Fraser Jr. also on the same beat and start second production in a new beat coming up for the label. I already recorded Russ Fraser Jr. and moving forward, I'm not really just set until things happen, you know, because sometimes things don't work out as planned, but we're definitely moving forward with a second production for 2024.
Definitely, because I know even 2020, I think it was, you put out your EP and all type of stuff you've been putting into work. Peppa them was the EP that you put out in
Hashtag Peppa
2020.
them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you're doing a lot of works, but as you explained earlier in the conversation, it's never really the talent or the music is not that's never the issue. It's the business of the business that becomes an issue. Like, okay, I'll do my part here, but I need another entity, another figure, another something to do their part here so we could do this together to push it to the world where it needs to go.
And that is sort of lacking in terms of, because that is where marketing and promotion is concerned. And that take in this time and space, not just networking alone, it take a different type of approach. And finance have to be heavily involved in it and team. And basically have a them monks entity. You understand? So we never really met that discourage or stop the movement at no time because we ourselves have connections going and thing, you know, man. So we just continue doing it because music no live on nobody door special, and I know that from experience, you know. So we continue doing work, getting it out there in the atmosphere of music, releasing, promoting to the best of our ability, you know, while doing other stuff. Cause you know, currently, you know, I'm doing joint projects with my label and other labels and stuff. You know, I'm currently doing a lot of writing for other artists and things. So you know, we're extending and branching out in music, not just in different frequencies of my sound and exploring my musical talent, but also in production and songwriting. And, you know, yeah.
Definitely, because you could tell as soon as we started this conversation, I knew right away that this man here, Mr. Pepper, is a different type of artist. Yeah, you do the hardcore dancehall and all of those stuff there, but you could see there's as you explained it, that baby shamish, that assassin type of vibe to you. You know what I mean? Well spoken, down to earth. Okay, when it's time to go on the stage, then I get crazy and mad, but then I'm back down to earth. I'm probably going to read a book after this or something. So you could see that that's really you. So, okay, yeah, you could either be a artist on the forefront, pushing it, or you know you have the skill set to like, okay, let's invest these talents into somebody else or even into a crew of people to get this job done. You understand?
Precisely. Precisely. And, you know, that come from being selfless. You know, you have to be selfless in our music. You can. And that is something that is lacking because we're living in a very individualistic time where, you know, the people just think about me, and not we. But me approaching music, just not think only about Mr. Pepper, but for the collective, you know, culture. Because me comes to my mother do it, and I comes to my bigger brother do it. And so that was already ingrained in the DNA of my musical passion, you know, to be selfless in music. And I would advise the youths to be cautious because in everything you have to have a moderation. And I think that me being selfless at times in music in the past has led to my detriment in not achieving, thinking about other people and, thinking like, okay, you know what, let me just do this with this person and maybe they might return back a good energy. And, sometimes we learn the hard way, but I would caution people to be precise with their energies. Like, cause as myself, I could have done enough things, more do it over. Still remaining clean-hearted, still being selfless, but being more precise about stuff and always put number one first. So yeah. But the label and my expansion is just me making sure that I play my part in the culture and not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. So I can criticize and then we can actually say, yo, may I try make a change by actually doing it, or I've done it, or in the process of, getting it done. Yeah.
Definitely. I know somebody like you too. You've always been a traveler. You'd see you in Europe, you'd see you in the States, you'd see you all over the place. Were you always in between like the States and Jamaica?
Yeah, because I've been traveling to the States some like 17 years. And because the management was also based in New York, that was part of me being very active, and he was, as I say, network was very good. So I was getting into spaces and places where on a regular day, without that team and that management, I would never would have gotten on Westchester Reggae Fest performing with Shaggy and Capleton and all them people, Irish Jamboree, all of them big shows that I run through from just touching on New York. I never see a club show until further down in my career when Bugle, me and Bugle go perform in Florida. And Bugle never did even have the number one at the time, but him did I write for Elephant Man and stuff, and him and Tornado, and him did have a network down in Florida there also too. So him did line up that show there and stuff. Me and Bugle go shell it down. The first time I say a club for myself, I'm touch my manager and I say, yo, me all of them people that come out for. I say, yeah, man. I say, yo, I can't believe this. Because all of the rest of shows that I go up on is like festivals and stuff. So, it's never really just me.
Yeah.
I keep it and them and Shaggy them I come from. But, it has been beautiful. It has been beautiful. And I really feel like I'm going to get home forget all that music. But I am not bitter towards music. I am not one that is, ignorant to facts. And I acknowledge certain mistakes when I'm making a music. But me never dwell upon them things there because, I give thanks or I can get up every day. Still have the opportunity for go record. Still have the opportunity for write and create and stuff. And not a lot of people get up and live in their dream every day. I said 99% of people got the job where them don't want to do. Me get up and live my dream every day, travel all over the world, interact with various type of people. And, I have to give thanks to that no matter what.
For sure. You know what? This conversation has been nothing short of enlightening. You understand? Because again, you see people out there, they have their songs, we jump up, yeah. Because a song like Talk, Hypocrite A Talk, in my mind, that song is gonna play until dancehall stops playing and probably even past that because of the topic, how it was put together. It's just that song. So you have that type of song in your pocket. But just to see the ebb and flows of your career and how you could articulate it, this was a very, very, very enlightening and interesting conversation to say the least. You understand?
And we have barely scraped the surface because really and truly most of the stories them where I kind of give, I kind of have move the timeline forward in ways because I know so the time kind of limited. I think we definitely have to revisit the next interview at some point, but there's 100%. So much. We're not touched nothing yet. I know we're not talking about nothing yet. Like we could have this conversation for hours, you know what I say? Yeah. And still don't repeat anything because there's so much I don't want to touch on, but it has been a beautiful conversation and I feel comfortable speaking and expressing in other space here, and it's very welcoming. And as I say, I've been a fan of your work, I say, and that is the reason why I write as a connect right now because I say, I really and truly just respect the movement where I do, and me definitely I go revisit this space, whether I go forward to Canada or I go do back a next Zoom and things stuff. But I mean, it has been good. And but just want the people to understand, say, Mr. Peppa, a lot of people might say, yo, a long time when I hear from them one day. And I do understand because, people don't get them information and music from one channel alone, So things is not how it is, and the onus is on we the artists to get the material out there to the fans them out there, because them have many choices. You know what I say? So, but just want the people them know, say, yo, log on to Mr. Peppa settings. You know, you can find me up on Instagram, you know, Mr. Peppa Music. You can find me up on YouTube, Mr. Peppa. You can subscribe, you know, listen to my EP. We got good music on there, you know. Me and Kabaka Pyramid, the Grammy Kid, you know, me and Vice Mail, you know, my real general, them, me and a new artist, God, or my artist. So, you know, we are push the youth them to the forefront. You can see quite a number of combination with me and that artist, God, you know. Him is a very talented youth, and the youth them just need strength. So me just play my part what I can do, you know, do a lot of combinations with him, and, you know, just try open up any avenue I can, any door I can open up for him, you know. And, you know, we have other new music out there, you know, we have various, because Mr. Peppa is not a one-dimensional artist. You know, we have various topics, various styles, various flows, and there's some more stuff I want to talk about, some writing I do for some various people right now, but, you know, I kind of keep things on analytical levels, because me myself advise the artists, them, you know, don't go telling people, you know, that I write these music and stuff, you know. Just
not at this stage in their career, just
not at,
got you.
Yes, that is exactly what I said. I said, listen, man, bring your levels to a level where when this topic comes up, it does have no repercussion in any bad way. You know, it is no negative to it. It's only going to be wow. You know, so just go and work. We're not in the business for pat on shoulder and hype and all these things. As long as my paperwork is properly worked out on the paper, then I don't need nobody to go out there and shout on a megaphone that Mr. Peppa wrote this, I wrote that, you know. But things that is out there, you know, we write tune with Bounty Killer, as not even with Bounty Killer. You know, any song when we do with Bounty Killer, we pen up everything. And Killer is that type of artist where him will help you nurture. So it's not like Killer have to take song from people, but if you was a writer, then Killer will help you develop a writing skill and go sing a song and highlight your writing skill and make the world know, say, you're a big writer, I don't think these things are hidden from the public when time them are going to a certain degree. Like Killer no go time way for hide them something. So you have to understand, say, it's a calculated move on theme behalf for do it purposefully, because him can do it and nobody knows, say, you know. So me approach it with that concept in my mind, say, you know, just help people, you know. So if I can write and help people, you know, we just do that. And think. Killer is a man I love work with Bounty. Me have a brand new tune for him when I write. As a matter of fact, it even brand new. This was written like 9 years ago. And if I sing this music for you right now, you know, you'd think I write it yesterday. But when Killer sing
I know about music, music is not old until it comes out. You understand?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, definitely. It's never old until it comes out. Yeah, yeah, man.
Definitely. Listen, once we started this conversation, what you had said to me was one of your main inspirations was your mother. I know in 2021 your mother had passed. What was that like for you at that period in your life?
I mean, the world was going crazy at that time. You know, COVID was, we was in the middle of the pandemic where everything felt different and everything looked different. And my mother has been, you know, battling the cancer, you know, over a past couple of months, the you know, before the passing, because she never got diagnosed until like, it was like maybe like 7 months before she died. So nobody knew. And it was a difficult period. Cannot operate freely at the time. You know, my mom being sick and vulnerable, you know, we don't want to go around her and somebody maybe further complicate situations with coronavirus, or, you know, so it was hard navigating in the space. You know, I feel like see a mother in another state. It kind of, you know what I mean? It's like a whirlwind, like it's a constant dizzy feeling. It's like I can't plant my foot emotionally and steady my brain to deal with the situation. It's just like a whirlwind in your brain, like it's just constantly dizzy and intoxicated. You can't find yourself. That is how it feels losing a mother, you know what I'm saying? And it is a wound where it can't heal. It's something that He's like, you can't believe it. It's unbelievable. You can't believe it happened to me. Yeah, I say, oh, this happened to me. And he's like about a question and things where you never did see. It still is confusing, because things still fresh, It's 2 years ago and things still fresh. And my mother was the one where make we know about love and affection. That was where me and my brother developed that from, because my mom and my dad, we grew up in the household together and know about family structure. And soon as my dad gone, me and my brother jump over for them bed and jump on my mother bed, and my brother take one jaw, me take the other jaw, and hand on her jaw, them. So we call that love. Like, in time mother see her, she say, come give me some love. And we kiss her up on her jaw, because mother usually have like some nice cheeks, and she do her skincare and stuff and them things. So after she shower, we like go kiss her up after she shower, because she always do her skincare thing and all them stuff there. So my mother was a very affectionate person towards me and my brother. And I remember one day, my mother was leaving the yard, and we was being rude. Me and my brother was being rude and stuff, and she decided she not giving us no love, because every time she leaving the yard, like, we just say, yo, want love, and that means I want kiss. So kiss mom and stuff. And this day she said she not give no love. And believe me, me and my brother run behind my mom for like maybe 2 miles, because we live like in a hill. But the road and stuff, I will run with her all the way down to the major communities, down up the one love, and all the neighbors and the community, laughing and say, give the boy them some love, man. Give the boy them some love. You know what I say? So mom would have turned on and give her a little kiss, and me and my little brother run gone, and we know a little brief. No shirt, and we know a little brief with a little elephant and giraffe. We look at elephant, we look at giraffe brief, and you know what I said? Run go back home. So that was the relationship with my mother. You know what I said? My mother always have that loving vibes. I said, my father show love in a different way. My father usually play football together, and we run and stuff. Because my father was an athlete, a football keeper, and play football and Masters League, and so we grew around a loving environment, and I was enjoying having both parents, and can think back and say, boy, I feel blessed to have both of my parents, So when I lose my mother now, it's like, I don't know. It can't put in our words exactly. It's just a very unsettling, and it just is a feeling where say this now go settle. To the type of relationship with me and my mother have, is like it hard to settle. And I know say it's not healthy to dwell in that kind of state, yeah. I say you have to kind of rehab yourself out of the situation. But at times I don't feel like more rehab out of the situation, because I feel like I don't want to forget my mother. So I feel like say I don't want to completely rehab out of the situation. I don't know if it sounds crazy or what.
No, anybody that's been in a situation like you, or is going through the situation, they understand 1000%, because I lost my mom when I was 14. So I understand where you've seen this lady that's your hero, you see her healthy and strong one day, and then the last day you've seen her, she can't talk, she can't remember you, she can't do nothing. She's just almost like in a vegetated state. You understand? So I understand what you mean 1000%, Bob.
And the helplessness will come with it, like the feeling like no matter where you do, nah, go make a difference. That was the worst feeling. Like to see your mother lie down and can't move, and you can't do nothing to care where you do. There's nothing in this world.
You could go and do 10 shows and make a bag of money and say, here's $1 million record.
Not even $1 billion could have saved her. Nothing. So that is like the worst feeling out of thing when we can place my fingers upon, is the helplessness of not being able to change the situation, and you think about, maybe if we did pay attention more, and it's just crazy thoughts, and them things are still fresh because of 2 years, and there's no getting over the mother situation when your mother connect that way. And even you at 14-year-old, like, I can imagine we was like mama's boy, mother prepare breakfast and I press your clothes at 14. Me I go high school, and my mother and my father get up in the morning, I prepare breakfast, and one I press clothes. Meanwhile, we are get ready, and you know what I said. So I mean, you know, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Is really a tough subject to explain. It's like I can feel, but I can't put it in a words. You know, man, it's hard to put in a words.
Mhm.
Still kind of a little bit confusing. It's a whirlwind. I go on in my head, see me, and I never cried so much in my life in so much months and 2 years now. Me, I still I shed tears on my mother. You know, so um, yeah, rough.
Mhm. Peppa, totally want to send my condolences to you and your family, and I totally understand what you're going through, even though 2 years, but 2 years in the bigger scheme of things is no time. You understand?
Yeah, man, that's no time.
If you were born up until you're 2, you're still a little baby. So I understand that they say time heals all wounds, but you just got to learn to live and appreciate every time that you'd spent with her and keep those memories fresh in your mind. And remember, now you have like a super angel on your shoulder guiding you through life to hopefully help you navigate those rough patches that you go through. You understand?
Yeah, man, give thanks, man, and I could say the same to the ICMA, because losing your mom at 14-year-old, I mean, that's unimaginable for me.
Mhm.
I mean, I lost my mom was quite a big man,
Mhm.
You know me I say so, and I'm not angry proper. I not deal with it good, but me I deal with it the best way I can do. But internally, I know it go already. You know me I say, but
Sure.
you know me would I just know say a man like you understand, and many more people out there, even fans out there watching this program right now, can relate same way to this type of feeling. I know it's something that's unexplainable, but we just have to learn to cope with it in our life and don't make it affect with mental, you know, in any way that we can progress in life, you know. So conversations like this can be therapeutic and healing in ways, you know, relating with people that can totally understand where you're coming from. So yeah, man.
For sure. Peppa, we definitely have to sit down for some more of this journey because, again, you see people, you hear two nice songs and all, but you don't really understand how this person got here, what they're doing, what makes them tick, their experiences behind these songs. You understand? And this, you gave us a little, I could say a little
Yeah,
glimpse.
a scratch at the surface.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think this
Next
right
time,
here,
may I go in a more musical, musical dissected. You know, me like dissect the music and me like share my thoughts span what go on and we not touch none of them topic there. So we can leave them topic there for a date where we know say, all right, then we can have back a next, conscious talk again. And I mean, we barely scratch the surface. We barely
Sure.
scratch the surface, I should say. You know what I say? But this is what happened when time good substantive conversations is being taking place. We have been recording for over 3 hours and we haven't talked about, we haven't dived deep into nothing. And we have covered so much.
This is the intro to who Mr. Pepper is. You understand? This is the intro.
Yeah, this is just a 3-hour intro.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Until we get there.
Definitely. So we are gonna definitely make the fans them know. Say, I mean, make on the know say this are gonna be, there's going to be a series to me and this conversation. You know me I say with muscle. So we don't just look out for it. We don't know when, but we are gonna make time speak for itself and we are gonna make the energy speak for itself. But this is just the introduction. So it has been, a quite interesting conversation and as me I say, me have much more we want to talk about. And we just want to keep it locked into that space. You see me I say Entertainment Report Podcast. You don't know of the whole dancehall, the whole reggae, the whole Jamaica, the whole culture and blast, and we're sending it to the world fast. You understand? So muscle, you don't know,
Big
on
up
the grind, on the hustle.
100%. Let me give you an outro and get you out of here just for now. All right? Well,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Cuts Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out for now. Just for now. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinesmusichut.com.